Hey, everybody. Welcome to episode 7 of Omniverse Chronicles iHunt. Just a brief reminder that next week will be our final episode of iHunt. And during the episode, we will be giving away a hardback copy of the book, as well as some additional swag that we got. So be here in the chat to be able to enter that contest. We'll have a keyword for you to enter, and then we will pick a winner at the end of the episode. And if you are not here, we won't move on without you. We'll keep your name and remember who you are. So, I think with that, we'll hand it over to Philomena.
Okay, great. Good to see everybody. Sorry about last week, but so excited to get back at it. As you guys recall, last week we ended up doing a pretty spooky ghost story where y'all came across a missing person, a missing child, and all sorts of spookiness around a bodega, and of course a bodega cat. And I think we ended up with a pretty bittersweet, but certainly leaning towards sweet ending. So that was really nicely done, guys. But to kind of revive everything, anybody who's got a selfie from last week, I'd love to hear about it and what you can remember about the circumstances around it.
I just kind of want to go with actually something that was kind of early on with us getting the mystery and just the other interaction that we had with, we're not sure what, if it exactly has to do with the tape and some of the new stuff that we got with this supposedly, we don't know, haunted tape, cursed tape, something. We're trying to figure it out. But every step of that is more exciting to me. So to get to try to even attempt to communicate with it is exciting. So I'm calling that moment of us, all kind of putting our heads together and trying to talk to it and me kind of yelling out into the void, cursed so good.
Cursed so good. Beautiful. Very good.
That's great.
I got help naming mine. Mine is hashtag Silverfox. And it was from the moment where the ghost that I was trying to investigate ran through me. And it prematurely grayed some of my hair, the feeling of death passing through me momentarily. And that was the ghost that we were dealing with, who had, we later found out died in the auto accident.
Love it.
So our mystery took place, was centered around a bodega and featured Lucky, the bodega cat, who I really bonded with. And because of my bond with Lucky, I discovered several actually important clues that led us to eventually finding the ghost and succeeding this mystery. So mine obviously is a picture with Lucky, and it says, "Curiosity didn't kill the cat, ignorance did."
Oh, very good.
Nice.
Mine is actually a selfie that I took in the story.
That's right.
With the ashes of Kenny, the asshole vampire that we went to go get information from on the lady that we were trying to track down. And he tried to charm me and couldn't, and then was very rude. And I forgot we were trying to get information from him at all. And I helped murder him because I didn't appreciate his sass. So I took a selfie with his ashes after we murdered him.
What a great sentence.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I really have a good name for it, but I guess it would just be we killed Kenny.
Mm-hmm. It's appropriate. It's very appropriate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Fantastic. So that gives us a rough idea of how things went last week or last time. So this week, buckle in, kids, because it's going to get a little weird. But y'all are ready for that, I'm sure. So we're going to start kind of in media res. We're starting already on the beach of San Gennaro. We are already out at Modena Point, enjoying the fun in the sun. The Modena is a beautiful, clean beach with a boardwalk up towards the side where you can, see all sorts of cool shops and independent artists. And the place is always decoratively, graffitied in very, very artistic ways. The whole thing screams of sunshine and fun and creativity and boundless energy. But today, it's very, very uncomfortably quiet. The whole beach seems like strangely clear of people. So, to back up a little bit, why are our heroes standing on a quiet beach, an uncomfortably quiet beach? This is because about a half an hour ago, you guys got a call from your good friend, John. And John reached out to you, which is a little bit unusual for him, and said basically, hey, guys, I got a score that I kind of need some help with, and I've talked to some other eye hunters, but they've all kind of blown me off. It's not a real big paying gig, but I feel like you guys kind of owe me a little bit. So can you guys pop down to that beach and see if there's anything weird going on? It's just it's a vibe I got from a friend who got from a friend. You know how these things are. And I don't know who else would take it seriously but you guys. So I hope you don't mind.
Yeah, no problem. We certainly owe him.
100%.
Yeah.
Very cool. Okay. He tells you he doesn't want to go because, like, the sun and him being kind of dead, it's a little bit complicated. You know how these things go. A little early rot. It's never great.
Oh.
You put on, I hope you put on some sunblock and head over to the beach, and you're standing here, and yeah, it's, there's nobody at the shops up on the boardwalk. There's no one on roller skates in bikinis, going one way or the other. The kid doing his Prince impression is nowhere to be seen. There's no one handing out, cards for their tarot reading services. It's empty. What do you think?
This seems odd, right?
Yeah, this is weird.
Yeah, where is everyone?
On the plus side, it was super easy to park down here, and it never is.
Yeah, that's nice.
But yeah, this is really kind of spooky.
Are there even fresher footprints in the sand, like by the beach? Anything like that?
That's a good question. Why don't you give me a real basic overcome for investigation?
Okay. Okay. 2?
2? All right, yeah. You can see the movement. There have been people here. There are occasionally like dune buggies that go by and clean up the beach and that sort of thing. But it looks like it's been a couple of hours since anybody has been here.
Yeah, it doesn't look like anybody's been around for a while. This is all. Yeah, I don't know. At least a few hours.
What about the stores? Are they still open and staffed, or are they all closed?
They're all unopened. Looks like they just never opened in the morning.
Bizarre.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's a good point as far as parking. If there's not a lot of people here hanging out, but does it look like nobody just showed up to this area at all today?
Let's see. So, there's the way that it works in California is that there's basically along the ocean, there's a couple of different beaches, and they're almost like their own little towns. And in some places you can walk from one to the other. So you can go from Modena up to the real expensive, boardwalk for the rich. You can walk all the way up there, and you can kind of see in that distance at those parking lots down there. Yeah, there are some people. They're doing their normal stuff. And if you look down in the other direction further south, yeah, you can see some of the more shoal, rocky, outcroppy kind of beaches. It looks like maybe there's some surfers down way past. But this particular stretch of beach is uncomfortably empty.
Can I start checking the Twitter feed and just check mentions of this beach in the last day to see if anyone's tweeted about it or talked about what's going on here?
That's a great idea. Why don't you give me another overcome, but let's use influencer.
I love it when you say that.
Yeah. What a good noise your dice make.
That's a 3?
That's a 3. That's really good. Yeah, it looks like kind of universally there's no clear explanation as to why, but you see like lots of people basically chatting about like there was a weird vibe this morning, or I was headed down to the beach and my car broke down. It just seems like a lot of series of like weird little inconveniences in lots of different people's lives that either like cause them to not make it here or cause them to leave early.
Weird.
Do we feel odd at all being here?
Yeah. Can we make like a vibe check?
Yeah, what's the vibe check of this beach?
Vibe check at the beach, that's probably Survivor.
Okay. Okay, yeah. That's a 3.
That's a 3. Yeah. The vibe check, your gut says you need to go. You shouldn't be here. It's time to go.
This doesn't seem right.
Yeah?
Yeah, like this feels dangerous. Like something bad is gonna go down if we stick around. I don't know what.
But for us, that means stick around, right?
I mean, yeah.
Of course.
Well, I mean, yeah, but also like be aware because something's wrong. You guys, do you feel? You know what I mean?
I kind of feel like that all the time, but like now that you're saying it, I kind of yeah.
Yeah, now that you mention it, I'm kind of like just getting sort of weirdly nervous here.
Is there anything going on like this week or even today? Like, this sounds strange, but like astrologically or anything like with the tides, like anything strange where like people are like, oh yeah, there's a full moon, all the weirdos around her. Is there anything going on like that might pop up into our heads?
Give me an occult roll.
Okay.
What's in retrograde?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. 5.
5. Yeah. You vaguely remember someone saying something about Saturn being in a 4th house and that it's a blood moon, which is a whole different thing. And yeah, there's you vaguely remember somebody mentioning that like this is a one day of the year, or it's headed into the one day of the year when like sailors don't go out.
Oh.
The red sky in the morning, sailors take warning, that kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something about staying away from the water.
Yeah, I think I'm like kind of flipping through my phone. Yeah, there is it's a bunch of different things, but ultimately it comes down to people stay away from the water this one day out of the year.
I mean,
What's
but
wrong
there
with the
are
water?
plenty of people in the water just on the next beach.
Yeah. But that explains why it feels weird here. Like maybe whatever happens in the water only happens in a certain location every year, and this is it. I'm kind of like looking out at the water to see if there's anything like moving around.
Do we think Cthulhu?
Task,
Are you just saying that because you haven't checked that off your list yet?
I have not checked that off my list.
Yeah, that's what
If
I thought.
I have to check that off my list, we're in very big trouble.
So speaking of very big trouble, Rev was kind of like looking out in the direction of the water, right?
Mm-hmm.
Something dark in the otherwise bright blue tide is moving, and it's moving counter to the way that it should be moving based on the tide. Something big.
Hey, everybody, there's something moving against the tide there.
Oh, what is that?
How big did you say this was? What? I'm so sorry.
It's nearly impossible to tell, but it is big. Very
Oh my God,
big.
you guys.
Tass?
I'm so excited, scared.
Tass, can you roll Survivor for me?
Yes.
Okay.
Should my character too, or
Yes.
just me? Okay.
Let's presume that it's for the character.
Oh, okay. All right.
Ooh. Roll high.
4 pluses plus 2, 6.
6. Oh, very good. All right.
Nice.
So you are still terrorized, but it's only going to have 2 invokes on it. Okay. So basically, Tass turns as Rev says something. Y'all look out into the water, and like maybe it was only that he caught it at just the right angle, but under the wave, something opened. Something like, I don't know, the size of a human head, but it was an eyeball. It was unquestionably an eyeball, and it just kind of blinked for just a second, and that was enough to like set Tass right off. He is reacting very strongly. So yeah, what are you gonna do?
Open. There's a kaiju. Kaiju. This is gonna be kaiju. This is some kind of. It's a big.
What?
I don't. I can't. Do I run? Do I kiss it? I don't know what to do.
Just stay put.
Probably
In this
don't
moment,
go in the water.
We are relying on you entirely for information. Keep talking. What did
What
you
is
see?
it?
It huge eyeball.
Uh-huh.
High, gone, scared, excited.
Mhm.
I need details. Could be lots of things. Water kaiju, that narrows things down. Could be Cthulhu. No, Cthulhu would come out and be like, yo, dog, what?
I'm gonna take a line from Tass. I slap him.
Thank you.
Okay,
Hey, I need you to focus.
let's do something here. Rev, why don't you roll create an advantage? But what your goal here is to actually undo the aspect that's bothering Tass right now.
Okay.
Tass, I love you so
I
much.
adore you.
So
Gosh.
he is right now terrified. You're trying to undo it or change it to something else, basically.
Here's what I'm gonna try to sell you on. I would like to do this with a cultist because I know that Tass also studies it, and getting him back in the mindset of, hey, you got to focus to know what this is. If you've seen it before, work with me here.
Right.
I'm gonna hit him with his desire for lore. 2. And I am going to. I'm actually going to invoke one of my selfies.
Okay.
I'm going to invoke Method to the Madness. The idea that, I never ask anyone to do anything ridiculous unless there's a good reason behind it. And so I'm trying to instill that, hey, trust me. So that gets it to a 4.
Perfect. All right. So you can change. Yeah, the aspect would have been terrified. What would you like to change it to?
How big is it still? Does that question make sense?
How big is the thing in the ocean?
No, like his level of
His terror.
Yeah.
Oh, it's crippling.
Okay. I feel like this would be anxious. Is that a good word, Tass, to go down from terror?
Yeah, that tracks with me.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So we've got some anxiety going on, but it's not. No one's pants are being soiled yet.
Yeah.
Which is when you guys kind of catch a huge mist that kind of like fires off from the water as if like, oh, I don't know, a giant flipper or something like that flipped over and shot a bunch of water up into the air. And as it kind of cascades down on you, you realize you are you're somewhere else. Can you guys move over to page 2 of the board?
Oh, I don't.
What?
Oh,
I don't like that.
no.
What?
So
What have we done?
the water sort of settles and you kind of like wipe it off of your eyes and you realize that you are standing in the abandoned church stable room, and you can hear from the basement below there is chanting.
What just happened?
Oh shit, we're back.
No,
We're back in the church.
Tass,
No.
do you know of any kaiju that can like make people teleport?
I do not. Definitively.
Okay.
Technically, yes, but not like this.
You guys hear that?
Uh-huh.
Listen. They're chanting.
Should we go check it out?
Did they bring us here?
Oh God.
Oh no.
Like, did they summon us to get revenge?
fuck.
Man, but what does that have to do with Flipper?
Did Flipper bring us here?
Either
I don't know.
unrelated or maybe Flipper escaped from this hole.
What's if I listen, what's going on? Are they still chanting? Do I hear anyone coming up the stairs?
It sounds like it's the beginning of the processional that you heard that night.
Fuck, guys, we need to hide.
Yeah. I will run back to one of the corners and get underneath a pew.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same.
Let's say, why don't we do an anchored roll for hiding here? Somebody create an advantage and y'all help out if you need to. Who's going to anchor?
I will, and I'll take some like boxes or any stools or any other objects that are kind of like pushed off towards the sides to kind of like give us more of a place to hide behind from different angles, so that we have a little bit of room so that we can all still be together but stay hidden.
Perfect. Okay. How is everyone helping?
I think while Megan is arranging the hiding spot, I'm going to go, shit, everyone fucking silence your phones. Please. Oh my god.
Excellent.
I
It's a
think
4.
Oh, nice.
Okay. So you have +1.
This seems like a cop out, but I think the way that I have to help is not to verbalize the tangent that my mind is going down about how what has just happened has happened. These three in particular know I have to go, stop talking, think the thing first. So
my question to you is, are you going to roll to resist your instincts there, or am I going to give you a fate point?
I think I'm going to try to resist. I think I want to actively help this situation. I think I need to. At least
shame.
I'm going to try, I guess.
All right, go for it.
I think this is
Survivor.
Survivor? Yeah, okay,
Hell
cool.
yeah.
It's not my best, not my preference, but cheers. That is a 1.
That's a 1. That's okay.
Do I need how does this work with helping her thing? Do I need to?
It's just giving her an additional plus to her roll.
Okay, so having a plus at all will do it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And it works in the inverse too. If you'd rolled negatively, it would have taken away.
Right. Okay, cool.
Okay. And I'm gonna do. Oh, I can't do a survivor roll because he just did one. Is that right?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Not that I know of.
Am I? Okay, good. Well, if you don't know of it, then
if you say we can.
Yeah, I think mine's gonna be a survivor roll that I am like picking up like dirt and scraps and throwing it on what Megan has built so it looks like it's old and belongs here.
All right, a little staging, nice.
Yeah. 6.
6. Okay, beautiful. So that's another additional plus. Do you want to roll?
Yes.
Okay.
So I get a +3, is that right?
Yes, that's right.
Okay, and I'm doing it with Maker. So it's a +7.
You got this, baby.
Well, that would be a 7.
Okay, that's still with style, so that's still an aspect with 2 invokes on it if you want to throw it up on the board.
Yes.
Okay.
That's not the right thing. Two invokes, you say?
Yes, that's right. You got it. Okay.
Sounds good.
So we all hunker down behind this makeshift hiding spot. Our cell phones are not going to go off, and Tass has clapped his jaw successfully. And you hear the steps of the cultists as they rise up from the basement. They are chanting low, inhuman blasphemies in a language that not only do you not understand, but you don't want to understand. And there is an eerie slovenliness to their skin because their faces, as you might recall, are upside down, as if they'd been removed and flipped. And so when their mouths move, you can see parts of the eyeball in the eye socket. When their eyes blink, you can see teeth. And they chant whatever weird chant they have. They begin their unwholesome and unholy orgy there on the floor. They're very hairy. We went over that for whatever reason. And look, sometimes hairy guys are hot, okay? In this case, not so much, but sometimes. So as they are finishing that part of the ritual, are you doing anything to interrupt the next phase?
How do I want to ask this question? Does it look like the same people?
Yes.
So I think
that butt anywhere.
Yeah, so I think like while they're having the orgy, well, like, awful sentence.
While they're otherwise indisposed.
Yeah,
There
just
we
like,
go.
did they come back to life? Did we like slip back in time? What the fuck happened?
I don't know. I think that the thing in the water did something to us, whether it sent us back in time or it's making us trip off acid and think that we're experiencing something recently.
We can't let them finish this if this is real, right?
I pull up my phone. I want to look at the date.
It's the appropriate day for the day that you went.
Which time? Is this the past or is this the?
It is the past. Yes.
Oh, this is the other day.
No.
I don't know how long it's been, but this isn't the day we went to the beach. This is the day that we came here.
Can you call your friend for help?
I guess. Yeah. I guess. Why did we come back to this point? We didn't come back to the point where we had everything set up or that we had time to get everything set up.
I don't know.
Yeah,
the trap
maybe this
is
thing just wants to like keep happening, like it wants to happen.
Where are we our past selves? Are our clothes different? I mean, I know they're not. Like,
because we're cartoon characters.
Yeah, we've been wearing the same shit for like days on end, but like, I'm trying to.
You were wearing what you would have been wearing to the beach that day.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. So was to say we have to avoid our past selves kind of thing? Or do we just stop this?
We have to stop this.
Yeah, we have to stop this.
But all I have is this machete, and the last time I cut off these people's heads, it just got so much worse.
Like, I want to look around. Do I see like me hiding up by the organ?
You are not hiding up by the organ.
Yeah, I don't see me up there. And like your ramp wasn't built.
Yeah, I would have had them funneled to here with the oil and the fire and everything.
Okay, so this is a lot of little contextual things. We're wearing the clothes that we left in like the day that we went to the beach, but like the physical stuff we have is showing appropriate date for the time, etc. We're not seeing other versions of ourselves. Do I know anything, like any effect that would cause this sort of reversion? I don't know that that's the right word, but like I guess I'm trying to literally look at all these pieces and see and see if I know anything about whether this is an actual like time loop effect or B, an illusion. Because I don't know that either of those is actually true, but that is what I think it's one or the other.
Okay. So what we're going to do here is that there is an overcome roll that you can start here. You can start to put the pieces together, but it's not you're not going to be able to hit the number right now.
Got it.
But we can start it. So why don't you go ahead and give me an occultist roll here?
Okay. Not terrible. 4.
4. Okay. That's very good. your inkling tells you that there are some moments in time, theoretically speaking, magically speaking, there are moments in time that are significant and very important, and that they are kind of like anchor points in reality. And however time flows, forward, backwards, around, it doesn't really matter, but it tends to come back to these important moments. So while time travel is kind of iffy as far as the occultist world is concerned, it's not impossible that there are these certain important sticking points that you will kind of flow towards in certain circumstances.
Okay. Oh God.
That's so good because in our main show in the podcast, they have discovered that some points are so important that they are destined to happen in any dimension they travel to.
Well, it's not like I'm listening to your other show or anything. Come on.
Oh,
That has
Ooh.
dire.
yeah. Mhm, mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
Okay. I don't know what this means, but I'm going to say some words at you.
Okay.
Okay.
This is an important moment. Obviously, it's important to them. It is important to us that we had to stop them. But cosmically, metaphysically, in something that would cause us to do so, we are brought back inexorably to this point because it is an important thing. I don't know why. I don't know if there's something we missed or if this is just a thing that wants to, that bears repeating until it works. Something. There is something that is driving this moment to happen again.
The
So-
cacophony of their terrible, blasphemous prayers is reaching a height.
Guys, I cannot let them do this. So
But Tash, you have to this is important because we shouldn't have stopped it or because we need to stop it again. This is a very important distinction in this moment.
Don't know.
I mean, is it important that it has? I think it depends on why we're here. Like, well, what brought us here? Because we missed something that we didn't fully stop it, or that it needs to happen and that us interrupting it is bad.
I don't know.
If it's that one, if it's a this is supposed to happen. If we just continue to stop it, is that the rest of our lives? We live until we're brought back here to stop it again?
Well, let's stop it now, and if we come back again, we won't stop it next time. 'Cause-
yeah.
Very pragmatic.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
'cause
Yeah.
or else we're just going to sit here and it's going to be over and it's going to happen.
As Rev says that, one of their heads explodes and tendrils kind of start flapping out.
I'm going to step out and draw my wand and shoot fire at that floppy head.
All right.
That
Well, we
floppy
love
tendril.
that kind of initiative, so you go ahead and give that roll.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Okay. So that is a 5.
That's a 5. All right. Okay. So, yeah, I see some questions in the discussion in the chat there about how the systems are working here. So I'm just going to give kind of everybody a reminder.
Yeah.
Rev is rolling an attack roll. He's using his occultist because he's kind of giving them a big magical blast of power. And they are going to defend. And then I'm going to take the monster successes away from Rev's successes, and then we'll see how many are left over. And that'll determine how much harm they've dealt with in this particular action. So that's going to be not great for me. What did you roll?
5.
You rolled a 5. Okay, so that's 3 then harm that I'm dealing with. And harm can be dealt with in a couple of ways for player characters, especially. You have a stress track. When you're out of stress, you get knocked out of the scene. Not dead, but knocked out. And if you instead choose to take consequences, consequences become something that is defined on your sheet as it's an aspect on your sheet. So it's now something that's true about your character. So, for example, let's say that this particular monster decides to absorb the stress that's being dealt to it by taking the aspect fully headless. And what happened there was Rev just literally blew all the tendrils right off of that sucker. It's still kind of like swaying around, and it's lifted its arms like it's going to kind of sort of stumble in your direction to attack you. But it doesn't seem to have the sensory organs necessary to be very acute And what that means is anybody who wants to attack this monster going forward, can call on that aspect, and they'll get an additional +2 to punchy or what have you. Okay, so we now have a fully headless monster, and let's say 3 more of them that have heads and wrong faces. And they have now noticed you guys, and they're not real thrilled about it. So I'm going to say that the one... Go ahead.
I said the feeling's mutual.
Yeah. One of them is going to kind of like its head explodes, because that's how fun these things are, and its tendrils kind of whip out of its neck, and they lash like way farther across the room than you would have expected at first. But they are attacking the boxes and crates that you are hiding behind, because they're trying to take away your cover. So that's, again, what we're going to do here is, this is good. Again, there's an aspect on the board that says that they have safe coverage. The monster is basically trying to remove that aspect so that it's not safe for them anymore. And I'm a great dice roller, a professional dice roller. So the tendrils all go wide and the cover is safe for now, but it seems clear that was its intention. Okay. So, is anyone else moving now?
Yeah. Looking around, do I see any I'm looking for maybe like a piece of like rebar or like something that I could like stab someone with, because a machete is good at slashing but not good at getting into the real tender areas. Do I see anything like that?
Do you?
Yeah, I do, and I'm gonna pick up a piece of rebar, and I'm going to dive out from our hiding spot, and I'm going to just try to run the headless cultist through, just like right through the gut.
That's perfect. All right, so you can go ahead and make that roll. The other thing she could do is she could create an advantage to make that rebar weapon a thing and then attack with it, but it's fine either way.
So that is can I invoke its completely headless aspect?
Absolutely. Yep. So that gives you +2 to the roll.
Cool. So that is going to be a 6.
Okay. You run it through quite expertly and easily. A gush of like sort of greenish, oily, like an oily rainbow, but trended towards green tones, kind of splatters out on you.
Oh, I forgot that part.
Yeah, and it's it doesn't burn, but it certainly doesn't feel good. This is not something that you would want in a facial.
An oily rainbow.
What?
Some got in my mouth. Oh.
Hey, at least it's not zombies.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So who's acting next?
I have to say real fast, I literally just from that, I thought for a second that I was hearing like some sort of feedback, and I realized no, it's my own throat going. And I didn't understand that was the case until everyone else. Yeah.
So what just happened there is I did mental stress to Rev, and he is managing that.
Yeah, I think I want to look and see if I can find any like curtains or drapes anywhere that I can rip down, and I want to try and use those to kind of wrap up these remaining cultists and kind of incapacitate them.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, then in this case, let's do a roll advantage here, because you're basically trying to trap them.
Mm-hmm.
So, or create an advantage, not roll an advantage.
Okay.
So go ahead.
Okay. Let me. And I'm doing maker work for this.
Absolutely, maker. Yeah.
So that would be a 5.
Very nice. Okay.
Yeah, and what is it? I need a 6 to get.
No, what is 5? 5 is over whatever the goal is. In this case, it's a mediocre, so it's 0. You're trying to get over that, and you're getting 5 over that, so you're good.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
So that has 2 invokes on it.
Nice.
Excellent. Okay.
Okay, so now we've got some cultists in a bag.
Nice.
Cultists in a bag? Sure.
That's good.
Sounds like a cute card game that you get at the game store when you don't want to borrow another edition of whatever.
Yeah, so I wrap them up in these drapes, and I say, okay, their heads still. Let's try to take them out.
Okay. I am going to have one of them, his head erupts and some of his tendrils come flying out, and they are headed towards, let's say, Megan, because she just is near them. So I'm going to roll an attack, and you're going to go ahead and roll defense.
Okay.
Theoretically, I'm going to roll an attack, and hopefully you're going to roll a defense.
And what am I defending with?
Probably athletics.
Athletics?
Or fighter.
Yeah. That is a 0.
That is a 0. All right, very good. So you are going to have 2 stress to deal with.
Okay.
So you can either put that on your stress track or waste a consequence, but I wouldn't bother.
I'll take the physical.
Okay. Yep. And it is physical stress. You've definitely been hit by gross, slick tendrils, and it slaps like a whip kind of thing. Do you remember those slap bracelets that we used to get in the 80s?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, like that, but also wet.
Oh.
Okay.
Those are just tape measurers. If you open those up, it's just tape measures inside.
Yeah, exactly. So who's next?
Okay, so are all of them, or just a few of them, wrapped up in this stuff? I know their tentacle heads are kind of coming, but
yeah, there's now 3 of them kind of tangled up and fighting their way out of the bag or out of the drape.
Okay, so I think I want to try to take a quick moment while they're tangled up like that and just dodge in and grab these drapes and just use their weight, fall backwards, and toss this whole bundle of fools through the nearest set of windows. I just want to shred them with glass.
Got it. Okay. Now there is the uncomfortable reality of the slowly opening hole in reality.
Oh no.
So I just want to give you the opportunity to decide in a heartbeat here. Are you aiming for the window or are you aiming for the hole?
Oh, we do have the hole.
We do have
I
the
forgot
hole.
that is opening. They're trying to get something out of the hole, not necessarily go in the hole. We know that,
Correct.
right?
Right.
So they probably don't want to be in the hole. They also don't want to be in glass, but I like the hole.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're going to try to ram 3 guys into the hole?
I've never wanted anything more. I feel like I said something wrong, and I don't know what.
What did we see last time? Because they partially got the rift open, right? And we saw a monster or something. What was it that we saw?
It was a blank gray space, and then you took a trip inside.
And then we went
Oh, man.
I remember us going through. I thought I remembered us seeing something through
before we took the trip.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, I don't remember.
No.
Yeah,
All right.
but that I'm just gonna sort of do the grab onto the drapes and roll backwards and
kind of
try to huck them. Yeah.
Okay. All right. And remember, you can use the advantage that she created with the drapes to add to your roll.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm terrified of you throwing them into this hole, because when we went into the hole, we got gifts.
It's true, but we were chill, and
That's true.
Yeah.
their faces are so upside down and now gone. Okay, here we go. Let's try. It's probably gonna be fighter, I think. Ooh, okay, that evens out, but that's still 2, so that is 4. I guess I could use that to bump it up. The under wraps to bump that to a 6. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. Okay, so that goes up to a 6, and then I'm going to take it back down to a 3 because they are clearly trying to defend themselves somewhat. So it's not the best roll. So let me offer you something here.
Okay.
You can take the win. They go in, but so do you. Or they do not go in, but neither do you.
Boof. I think they just hear "welp" as I roll in.
Okay. And you're back on the beach.
Son of a bitch.
You are
Am
all
I-
back on the beach.
We're
Oh.
all okay.
Oh,
Tass, are you okay?
I don't know.
Megan, are you
I
okay?
do- I'm looking around for the bag of cultists.
There were no bag of cultists on the
I'm
beach.
looking for the thing in the water.
There's still something dark and large moving
I'm-
slowly. So slowly.
I'm checking
I-
the date.
Turn my back to it.
The date is the correct date for the when you agreed to John to take the job.
What is happening?
I don't know.
You guys we were in the church,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So was that an illusion? Was that like a water, whatever that thing spit out of its blowhole got on us and made us time travel in our heads together?
Together?
That doesn't even make sense.
Am I still
Kind of.
covered in gore?
No.
Is Megan still hurt?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't
Oh,
feel like it was an imagined thing unless I was here, like, flailing around and hurting myself.
Hey, we've all seen Friday the 13th. If you die in a dream, you die in real life.
Rev, I
Yeah.
have never been more proud of you.
Yeah, but I've also played VR and I've definitely hurt myself while, like, doing something that wasn't real.
I think we're saying the same thing.
I just don't know if it's a in my mind thing that I don't feel like it's in my mind that I hurt. I feel like I hurt.
Yeah.
You got a little bruise forming where you got slapped.
Yeah, we did the thing. The
Yeah.
thing happened.
Whether we actually went or it was like Freddy, like a dream state, like
Mhm.
the people get cut in a dream and the cut appears on
I've
them
got-
physically.
Almost nothing on what this is. Loose. All I got is Gabbara. All monsters attack. A little boy has to cope with being bullied. And so in his imagination land, he becomes friends with Minya, Godzilla's son, and helps Minya defeat Gabbara, the bully, who is this dreamscape bully that keeps bringing up these situations that the little boy and Minya must deal with to progress and grow as people.
Okay.
But
So
Gabbara
you-
is not
Has
a
seen
water
every
kaiju.
piece of media I have. Why?
Look, you bring a giant monster in here, and it's time to dance.
Wait, okay, so does that mean that you need to go make friends with the thing in the water? Or are we Gabbara and you're
I don't know. I think maybe we're all the little boy.
uh-huh.
He does not seem like Minya,
Uh-huh.
but Gabbara was not an aquatic kaiju. I don't know that matters. That's maybe too much detail.
Mhm.
So we have to find our guide?
I'm galaxy braining right now, darling. You've said so many names, and I don't.
Hey, you said Son of Godzilla. Is this different from the baby Godzilla? Because I've seen that one.
Well, that's a whole don't ask me that. That's a whole other.
We don't get to meet baby Godzilla, is what you're saying.
Probably not, because that
Fuck.
tangents on tangents.
Okay.
Hey, Rev.
Mm-hmm.
You put your back to the ocean. Is that correct?
Uh-huh.
Who did?
I didn't.
I didn't.
Great. Can you roll Survivor for me?
Mm-hmm. One.
1. Okay. So you see just under the waves, the movement of whatever this gigantic thing is. gives you like it breaks just the surface, so you can see like running along the surface of the water an impossibly big finger, but it's not like fleshy. It's definitely scaled, but the iridescence of the scales is like nothing you've ever seen in real life. It's like somebody does a really beautiful drawing of a monster on a, you know, their Tumblr or whatever, that would never be, those colors would not exist in real life, but they could exist in digital art. And you definitely see them very briefly as the hand kind of moves under the waves. And you shake off the terror, but for a moment there, you almost like kind of plunge into that reality of just mind warping terror.
Oh, did you guys see that? Did you see that?
See what?
It was like a hand in the water, like a scaly hand, but it was like really colorful. It's Tass, what does that mean? What is a scaly hand? Like fingers in the water.
How colorful are we talking? Like Lisa Frank,
pretty.
or like
like pretty, like pretty mermaid colors. Like it would be great if like it wasn't a creepy hand.
Oh, like a mantis shrimp?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's cool.
Right? Like I like the pretty colors.
Oh,
And I'm
I like that.
gonna grab Kim by the shoulders, and if she is not facing away from the beach, face her away from the beach. Since you two have already seen this thing, it seems to be affecting you greatly.
I mean, like I'm good. We're not in a dream.
That's true, but we haven't been splashed yet either.
Well,
And then I move up the
speaking of
beach.
Another mist rolls up off of the waves and cascades down on you. Possibly cooling, for whatever that's worth.
Like,
Aw,
as it
dang.
rolls over me, I go, I thought about that a second too late.
It's like when you're shopping for vegetables and the little thunderstorm happens and all the mist comes down and you're just like, thunderstorm time. But this is the
Yes.
bad version of that.
But
Maybe
instead
take
of-
the wheel.
Can you guys move to Jamboard number 3?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So the
all
first
right.
thing that you're aware of is a vague flickering shape in the corner of the room that is sort of catching light and drawing your attention towards a mirror. And you are in this big open spaced office with all of these beautiful weaponry and all of these shelves, and it's very dim inside. And there is well, I mean, he was an executive, but you know, most of his skin is peeled off and his mouth is open. You can see flies are kind of clinging to his chin. He doesn't look real happy about the situation. So, what do we do?
I'm like, I know what this is, and so I'm immediately like vaulting the desk and going towards the interior design by Blade and just grabbing like 18 different weapons.
Yeah. Why don't you give me a create advantage on this, and you can call that like heavily armed or
Great.
you know,
Great.
fashioned by Blade, whatever you
Great.
like.
What would this be with?
Fighter.
Okay.
Mark Jacobs by Mark Jacobs.
I forgot about that. Oh, you shit. God damn it.
That is a that's a 4.
That's a 4. All right, you are definitely heavily armed. It's not enough for a shift, but you have 1 free invoke on that.
Excellent.
Okay.
Oof. I mean this is the first thing that we did.
Mm-hmm.
I think, you know, with this idea of, well, last time, you know, we did what we did last time, kind of, and it worked. So I'm doing what I did last time, and I'm picking up one of the chairs with the mesh backs, and I'm running, like, using it as a shield to get through this swarm of flies, but instead of running for the exit, I think I'm running for him this time, and I'm going to try and just smash into him and knock him off balance.
Very good. All right, go ahead. Give me an attack roll, then.
Oh, no. Let's see. What is a swift? With Maker, again, since I'm using the environment that exists,
Sure.
Does that work? Okay.
Yeah.
So then that is going to be a 1.
A 1. All right. Yeah, you go, you fling the chair at him, trying to kind of push the flies back at him and everything like that. But you kind of whiff on that particular one. But, you got his attention, which is fun because he was definitely about to breathe more flies out.
Cool. Great.
So would you like to roll defend?
I sure would love to try, yeah.
Okay, go for it. Do your best.
Okay. Okay, so what am I defending with? Can I justify anything, or is it just usually kind of like stick to survivor? Or
Almost always it's going to be like athletics, fighter, or survivor, but I can always be a little flexible for the right, if it's good.
yeah, I mean, I think I would maybe try and kind of use like my momentum from my fall, and if he's throwing more flies at me to attack me, I would try and use the chair that I failed to hit him with as like something to hide behind.
Okay.
If that works.
Sure.
So that would be 6.
That would be 6. All right. Okay. So I imagine something like you swung the chair. Oh, English is a stupid language. And you go wide and you're kind of pirouetting in space from like the swing, and you just kind of drop the chair and just sit down on it, and the wave of flies just goes straight over your head. So who's next? Who's at it?
Me. I grabbed weapons and I'm going at this guy. Yeah, so plus he just tried to attack Megan and that simply can't happen, so
Cannot be done.
So I'm going to invoke my my Fashion by Blade for a +2. And then so that's and then I'm going to invoke one of my selfies. Though she be but little, she is fierce. And so that is going to be a 7.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you fling a long pole arm with a bladed tip at him, and you kind of gash him across the shoulder and throat, and his neck opens up and more flies kind of spill out, but you've definitely hurt him. But he's on his feet and he says, "You fools, you think you can destroy me," or something equally cliche. And he's trying to vault over the desk to get at the gentleman. It seems like he's headed towards Tass and Rev.
What a misogynist. Can't even attack
Right?
us. Going straight for the men.
What an idiot.
I think that like last time I got in his face and he ate most of mine off with flies.
Yeah.
And like having learned to use this magic and learn it differently, I think this whole time I've been inactive because I've been focusing, and I've got my hands together and I bring them apart and there's like electricity between them. And I just hold my hands up and I try to be a bug zapper to all of these flies.
Love it.
Nice.
All right, go ahead and give me an occultism attack.
Okay. That is a 3. Kim, did you invoked the? Yep.
I did. It's gone now. Sorry.
Okay. So I got a 3.
You got a 3. All right.
Oh no, that's not true. I got a 5 because the magic gives me a +2.
There you go.
I'm sorry.
Nice.
That's good. Yeah, the cloud of flies that was kind of moving out of his neck hole and his mouth. I keep saying things and instantly regretting them. They spiral in towards you, but they are definitely getting taken out by the sparks, and it seems as if that's actually causing him harm. Perhaps he is some kind of complicated being that is multitudes or whatever.
Yeah, so I think I shout that like, hey, maybe ignore the body, get the flies.
Oh,
damn. Yeah.
Tass, are you up?
I guess I had an idea, but that just pivoted my thought. Shit.
That would attract flies.
Yeah, I see what you did. How big is the? How do I ask this? Well, where's the? Let me look at the picture. No, that's a big desk. Dang.
He's vaulted over it.
Yeah, I'm trying to decide what is big and flat enough that I can essentially start swinging through that swarm to take out as many of these things as I can. I guess I mean I really it's not no that
I have an idea of how to get something. I don't know if it's a way that I could can I kind of create a weapon for him to use?
Sure.
Okay, well, what I would like to do, if this works for you, Tass, is I want to climb up on the table and just knock loose the ceiling panels.
Oh yeah, it definitely has one of those big descended light,
Just knock one of it loose and then pull it down and then you'd be able to get it to him so that you can just use it to just bash it.
Okay.
That work?
All right, well, why don't we do a teamwork on that? You go ahead and you make a roll and see if you get him an appropriate piece of equipment, and then he'll go swinging.
Okay.
That's gonna be a 6.
That's gonna be a 6.
Yes, girl.
All
Dang.
right, so we'll give you a +2 on that then.
+2. All right. I'm gonna swing.
I imagine her leaping up on the table and grabbing this sort of big flat pendant light that's hanging down and just going, yank, sparks flying everywhere.
I jump up, I grab it, and then it but it won't come loose. So I swing from it for a second and put my foot on the ceiling to knock it loose, and then I drop down and then rip it off and then give it to Tass. Here you go, hon.
As she's falling, I catch her by the ankles, and it's her I'm swinging. But she has it in her hands, and so that's what's going through for sure.
Why not? It's good. Go for it.
Tass just using the weight of a lot of people today.
Yeah, apparently.
Throwing people around.
5.
5.
I almost want to... No.
Do it.
No.
Live your best
All
life,
right.
Tass.
Put some steak
Yeah,
on
I'll spend. This is a business transaction at its core. We were here to do a thing, and I'm sorry, but the customer's never right. And this is uncool. This is the fundamental core of what's wrong with the higher ups in a business. So I think I'm gonna mark that too for a 7.
All right, beautiful. So the piece of lighting comes down, Megan with it. Tass grabs it, and he just kind of swings it hellcloth overhead, smashing it down, and sparks fly up everywhere. Pieces of, fly piece chunks go all over the place. And as they kind of settle, you realize it wasn't fly chunks that were settling and sparks that were settling. It was just the water, and you are, in fact, back on the beach.
No.
Oh my God, get off the beach. Start moving up the beach.
I'm trying to decide if I do.
I don't know if I do.
Yeah, honestly, since I saw part of this, it's in my head now that it's seeing this is dangerous and it's putting us in dangerous situations, but that's the only way we're getting information about what it is. And I feel, I think I look at Tass at this point. Oh, okay, so you had the eyeballs and then you had a fin and now you have hands. Is that enough for you? Do you think you have enough information? Do we need more?
I mean, again, same thing. If the more information we get, the more detailed preparation I can do.
Okay.
So I don't know.
So what happened in that movie that you saw? He had to fight a bunch of things?
I mean, I'll be real honest. This was Showa era where it got real goofy.
Okay.
Godzilla's beating his kid and it's weird. It's a weird movie. But I mean, ultimately the whole thing comes up to this is how you problem solve. And if you just persevere, then you'll defeat the bully and you'll be confident and know that, a bully ain't shit.
So do you think that we just have to keep fighting these things to persevere?
I don't want to use the arguably worst Godzilla movie of all time as a blueprint for what to do here.
Wow,
but I don't know
right
what
from the
else to do.
1960s.
I guess it's the question of who are we trying to appease by doing this? We don't know.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, so we either run like hell and see if we can dig up anything about what this is and then come back to deal with it, or we discover what's going on and never come back to it. I don't know, guys.
We have the benefit of having lived through these situations already, as long as we're not putting a new one that we don't know anything about. I mean, that's no guarantee that we'll be able to do the same thing again. It gives us a little bit of a heads up maybe, but I feel like the stuff we've been doing, I don't want to do it again. There's a lot of teeth. Like a lot of teeth.
There were, yeah.
I'm like trying not to look at the ocean. Just like
I'm looking at the ocean.
Excellent, very good. Why don't you roll a defend for me?
What am I defending with?
Fuck.
Survivor.
That's a 3.
That's a 3. All right. Well, that's not enough. So the thing kind of like, you get the impression of like a shoulder turn or something like that under the water, and you catch a fin, and it's the kind of fin that like looks like a finger, like it's got veins coming through, and then there's almost like sails between the fingers, and they are luminous. They are absolutely beautiful, but like you couldn't even recall the color as soon as it's like you see it and you can't remember it, but you saw it. But the color is so vivid, but whatever you would name it slips from your mind immediately. And you are absolutely terrorized with only one invoke on it right now.
Oh shit, guys!
What?
It's really, guys, it's really scary.
Oh no! Did you see it? What did you see?
I saw like this this.
Okay.
I saw this like big fin, and it had like kind of like one of those like finger type fins with like sails on it, and like it was like a bunch. It was actually really pretty.
Okay, no, it's okay. I know, I saw it. Right, it was like if it was a mermaid, it's okay. And I just put her hands in my hands, and I hug her, and it's okay. It's not gonna get you. I won't let it get you. It's right, but it was like really pretty, right? Like if it was a mermaid. Yeah,
it was really pretty.
I know, it's okay.
It's also really scary.
I think I hug her with watching them.
I am up by the car. I'm like, why can't I hear what's going on?
Nope.
This is the fair fight. We don't do fair fights. I'm half dead.
I know, out of here immediately.
I left as soon as I yelled, "Run up the beach."
Yeah, let's as Megan's like holding Kim by the shoulders, I'm grabbing Kim by the legs, and we're just
wheelbarrow.
Take me away from here, Megan, until I don't want to see any of this anymore.
I don't see any of this anymore.
You clear the beach as another like splash wave crests up over the water and hits the sand, moistening it. And you're just barely clear of it.
Oh no.
That almost got you.
Yeah.
So where are we going? I can't drive right now.
I can't drive either. This is LA. I'm used to the Midwest.
I will drive. We need to go to the Library or to the White Tower, one of the two.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Just drive really carefully. Okay. I really like this car.
Okay.
It's okay. We'll lay in the back. It's all right. It's not going to get us in the car. The beach can't hurt you. Okay. It's not a car.
Should we go to the White Tower? Like, they are specifically here to study things in this area. We don't know if this is localized to here, but they're also kind of a world traveler. So if it happens a different place every year, they might know. Okay. Yeah, so I will start driving us towards the apartment of the White Tower.
Okay. Are you gonna like give her a heads up that you're headed there or whatever?
Yeah, I'll let Tass do that.
Okay. So
Sup, you
she
home?
She will.
You up?
You up?
So, she will she will respond by letting you know that she's actually grabbing some coffee at a coffee shop nearby the location. So if you want to join her,
yeah,
she would be happy to talk with you.
Perfect.
I'll send back BTB.
What
Bring in this booty.
Caffeine.
No,
I've got Megan stuck in a loop. Victory.
We thought it was the kaiju, but actually it's the humor that's got you guys trapped.
I'm okay.
Kim, can you move to the next screen?
Oh no.
Yeah.
No, don't. I mean, it depends on how you feel about corporate coffee, but so welcome to Gorgon Grounds. Gorgon Grounds is the premier coffee shop in San Gennaro. Don't worry about what the meaning is behind it. It's fine. And all of the coffee here is kind of burnt, but everybody likes it because they put a lot of sugar on it.
I love you so much.
Oh my God. I love this. Sorry, I have to unbury it.
Very good.
Art by my wife, Olivia. She threw that together for us.
Have you made a t-shirt of that?
There are mugs, actually. We don't have them available yet, but there are mugs. You can get yourself a Gorgon Grounds coffee mug.
I love
Tell me ASAP. That
I will.
Oh my God.
And you see, I made myself one too. This is not the mug, but this is my.
Yes.
I would wear.
Oh my God.
I would wear a tank top with that on it. So.
Oh hell
fast.
yeah.
Right. Fantastic. So yeah, as you guys enter into the Gorgon Grounds, there is a disinterested barista behind the counter. She is a tall, attractive, possibly trans woman. And because this is one of the only companies that will pay for her transition. So, she's hanging out back there. She will give a nod to you as you walk in. And it's kind of one of those things like every Gorgon Grounds you walk into, it's kind of the same barista somehow. It's fine. And the White Tower, she is Hildegard. She is sitting, Mathilda, is sitting in the back. It almost looks as if she's holding court. She's taking up a lot of space in the back. There's a lot of books open in front of her and several empty coffee mugs beside her on the table. And she waves to you with both hands and gestures for you to come on over.
Wow, really hitting the books.
Oh, yes, always.
Awesome. I kind of look at the group like, are we just diving in?
We got a monster for you.
Am I still terrified?
Yes.
I saw a really scary thing in the ocean.
Kim, I love you so much.
Oh, Fraulein, please have a seat. Have some cake. Do you like cake?
Not ordinarily, but I think it would be really nice right now.
I'm gonna go get you all the sweets, okay?
Get her like a tiramisu or something.
I'm gonna get you some options, okay? It's okay. Don't worry. Okay, hold this, and I grab like one of the throw pillows on one of the comfy chairs, and I'm just like, just hold this, and then I'll be right back, okay? It's okay.
Yes, the White Tower rises to make sure that you get down into a seat and everything like that.
I'm gonna get treats. Do you guys want anything to drink? Drinks. Good.
Coke if they've got it.
Okay, cool.
Caramel frappe.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
Do you know anything about really, really big and really actually very pretty, like super, super colorful, but like super scary big things in the ocean that also cause like time loops? I don't know. Someone else talk.
Maybe connected to why sailors only go out. There's one day a year that people don't want to go out on the water. It seems to be occurring only at the beach right here, like however long that strip of beaches. I will tell her.
Yeah.
We're not sure if it's time loops or delusions or what, but it's this mist is rolling off of it when it like maybe breathes out, and it hit us and took us to a place we have been before. And the things that hurt us there, we came back bearing those marks, carrying that weight with us.
And my Libra, what have you already come to conclusions? She's saying to Tass.
I mean, I all I have to go on is like sort of lore from one specific place that like if we kind of see through whatever it's trying to throw at us, that we might learn a lesson or something, but I don't know that tracks. But we've seen several parts / pieces of it. It doesn't sound like anything else that I've seen specifically. Closest so far is Titanosaurus.
The thing that you've seen, you are sure that is real?
Well, now that you say that, I'm questioning, but I feel like yes.
I mean, it seemed pretty real.
Yeah.
I come back with drinks and frappe, whatever that is, and I give like treats, and then I give like Kim like a platter of like different there's a scone, and I don't know what else is there, but whatever is there.
The disinterested barista immediately knew something was going on and just like, oh, I've got just the thing, honey. Hold on.
Oh, thank you so much.
Megan, can you sit next to me?
I'm here. Don't worry. It's okay. Just drink this, and I give her just like a hot chocolate. And yeah, but I'll kind of say as I come back and I hear the like wondering if it's real. We all saw the same thing, so unless it was able to make us see the same thing different, something definitely splashed us with water at the same time after seeing it. So something is
and you are damp, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean,
gross.
Did you all see the same thing? You all saw it at different times, different parts of it.
Yeah, I guess we did see
right?
like different.
Like the colors were the same, maybe.
I mean,
I didn't see any color. I just saw the big eye.
I saw a hand with like, okay, well, that's a good question, Philomena. I saw fingers. Did I see the webbing in between the fingers?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I saw what Kim described, the hand with the fingers, and there was like webbing between the fingers, like a fin, like how a fin looks, but it's like a hand, but it's got like a bat, like the webbing. Okay. But it was like a bunch of the scales and like beautiful colors, like the mantis shrimp thing, like beautiful colors that I couldn't even tell you what colors they were, honestly, but they were so pretty. Like, that's right. And I look at Kim like, that's what you saw.
Yeah.
You remember how we saw a thing recently that was like, hey, you couldn't perceive me how I actually look, so you're seeing what makes sense to you? Like, would a beautiful kind of scary water thing make sense at the beach? Like, you see these colors because you both love mermaids? Like, is it maybe something that we can't perceive?
I didn't see anything until Tass had already seen the eyeball, and describing an eyeball, my mind doesn't jump to mermaid. So I feel like having been given a prompt of what this thing could be or could look like, I don't think my mind would have guessed of what it would be on its own. It would take that and run with it. I was thinking like if it has a giant eyeball, maybe it has a lot of giant eyeballs and some sort of like underwater beholder thing. I don't know. That's where my brain went with it. And then I saw the hand and I was like, fingers, and I was like, hand. I didn't think there would be a hand. And then I saw the webbing and I was like, okay, it's a fin. I don't know.
So the ocean is one of the few places where our expertise as far as the occult is somewhat limited. We know from the Mariana Trench to the rest of the ocean floor that there are things that we cannot even begin to imagine. But we have science, and we have many ships and machines that go to the sea to track the oceans. One could argue that the old maps that say there be monsters here are invalid, or they should be. So if something that large was off of the coast of the sea here, why would no one have seen it? Well, your answers are because it doesn't exist and you have all hallucinated, or it has some way to make itself impossible to remember.
Like not being able to kind of track the colors and stuff too, even. Like, that's just a small, very small, but distinct manifestation of exactly that.
Yeah, and also, like, it seemed like everyone else, like, besides us was getting, like, really bad vibes. Like, the whole beach was empty. Like, people were just coming up with reasons why to just, like, leave or, like, close down their shops for the day. Like, it didn't want to be found. And then we
Didn't
wanna
stayed,
be
and then it was so
found.
scary.
We were the only ones maybe that knew that we were the only ones that knew that there was something odd to expect. I mean, you looked it up, you saw that people were feeling this way about coming here, and so they decided not to because they thought not to. You know what I mean? Like it maybe it makes people think like it's you don't want to be here, and it's your decision to not be here, not something is making you not want to be here. But
they invented reasons not to go.
Yeah.
Okay, so then a few questions. I'll just start at the top. Why is it here then? Is it doing something that it doesn't want people to remember specifically, i.e., are people in danger? So we should press through this to stop it from doing whatever it wants? Or do we fuck off and let it have its day on the beach?
That, my friends, is not a question I can answer for you.
Yeah.
I'm going to pull out my phone real quick and call John.
Yeah.
Hey, John.
Man, what's low?
Question for you.
Yo.
You said there was a big score coming into the beach today and you want it to get checked out. The thing that you were hoping to get didn't happen to be a hallucinogen, was it?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, maybe.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes you like once or twice a year you get this seaweed that kind of comes up on the it's like real weird red kind of seaweed.
Uh-huh.
And I've always gone down there to harvest it right afterwards, and
Yeah.
it's just one of those things weirdo occultists do. But I was just kind of trying to figure out if I could hire anybody to like go see what causes it. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, we might have a lead on that. I'll get back to you.
Hey man, stay safe.
Thanks. Okay, so
What's up?
the thing that John was trying to get from the beach is red seaweed that causes hallucinations.
Am I on drugs right now?
Maybe.
I think you're scared.
Okay.
We might all have been on hallucinogenic drugs to some extent.
Okay.
Because whatever this thing leaves behind, people can eat it and have hallucinations.
Like,
okay, but the last time that happened was the mushrooms, and that was really nice, and this is really terrible.
It's never really the same, honey. It's okay. It's gonna be okay. I think whatever this thing is, we know that it has the ability to make people not want to be around it. Without getting near it. People decided not to do the things that they were supposed to do. So I don't think you had to have directly interacted with this seaweed. You said it was seaweed?
Yeah. But that's what it leaves behind.
Yeah, I feel like it's just something that this thing can do, right? Because we weren't near the water when we first kind of got there, but we still had the vibes. And like Tass got freaked out, and then we got splashed with the water, and then we did the
Yeah, I mean, maybe whatever it puts off, like that spray, I mean, it might mist into the air, like the whole, just the way rainfall works, and then it gets absorbed into the seaweed, and that's the kind of the physical leftovers of it.
Oh, this would be a very, very profitable thing if you could bring it to shore.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Hey, Cam.
Yeah.
You're a San Gennaro local, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Can you give me some kind of just general knowledge of the area roll?
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
That's a 4.
That's a 4. That's a really good roll. It's kind of worth noting that one of the things that this particular stretch of beach is known for, and that wouldn't have been taken into account in your social media searching, is the large population of unhomed people who live near the beach. They live in camps. They do pretty well most of the time for themselves. They're living a different kind of lifestyle. But there's nothing that'll clear them out.
Oh gosh, I forgot that there's a bunch of people who are unhomed live near the beach, and the assholes in the government keep trying to like get them to leave, and they can't seem to ever get them to leave. And do you think that maybe they would want to use this on them, or that's why? I don't know.
This would be a really good way to keep people out of wherever you want them out of.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. I was more thinking if this is a group of people that thrive there and don't leave because they just on principle they're not going to, that they're targets for this thing.
Mm-hmm.
That they're in danger from this thing.
Oh. So we should go back and we should deal with this, and I really don't want to.
Oh no, it's
Kim,
okay.
you're
Tass.
amazing.
Tass, you're beautiful.
I have seen you Rambo some hairy, naked, tentacle-headed, upside-down-faced cultist fucks. I have seen you attack a fly-ridden demon man. You, listen to me, you had worms.
I did, yeah.
The White Tower is taking notes so fast right now.
Please leave that part out of my chapter.
Do you want to roll a create advantage to kind of destroy the advantage that she's saddled with?
I would
Thanks
love
that
to.
Beautiful pep talk.
I would love to try that. I feel like social worker. Maybe?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Better do something. 6?
6. All right. Yeah, Kim, you feel okay. What would you like to reword the aspect to say?
Oh, me?
She was terrorized. Yeah. She was terrorized. How does
Gosh.
she feel now?
I'm so bad at these on the fly. Peppy AF.
Peppy AF. No, that's perfect. You're great at these on the fly. I don't know what you're talking about.
Tass,
right,
what have
so
I
you're feeling
told you?
happy.
Please don't include the worm part in my memoirs. Stop writing that. Stop writing that.
Oh, sorry.
How
We
you
got
doing?
this.
I'm okay. I'm still eating cake though.
Mood.
Ugh.
Okay, so if we're gonna hunt something that is in the water that doesn't want to be seen and may send us traveling to, we need things that we can use in the water or figure out a way to get it out of the water, but it's big.
I mean, how long is it planning to stay here? Do we know from the like at times this has happened before, or like you said the stories about like sailors don't go out during this certain time. What is that time span?
I mean, usually it's a day.
Oofda.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got the day.
And if it's coming out, whatever, once a year to feed or whatever it's doing, I mean, if it is a threat to the people on the beach, then we don't want to wait a year to try to deal with it again.
Yeah. How many of you guys are scuba certified?
I've always wanted to be.
None?
I am.
You? Okay. Me too.
Okay. I have gear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, harpoon gun. Have you ever used one?
No,
Yes.
I'd love to. You have?
Great fun.
Yeah.
Maybe I have one that you
Fucking
can
when,
kind of borrow.
Captain Ahab?
And when I was scuba diving.
I've used them in the game Ark.
Mm.
Oh.
I mean, technically, I don't remember how many of us had them, but I made a kind of a modified version of a harpoon, like spear,
Mm-hmm.
for everyone.
Yes, you did. You did. What was that for?
I think it was a vampire stakes or something.
Oh, yeah.
But they were
Yeah.
like, so they could like,
Vampire stakes, but you could like fling them.
yeah,
Oh,
so you
from
could like
your- yeah.
the spring loaded, like the harpoon,
That's-
like the ones they used to tag sharks.
That's not the kind of steak I was picturing.
Mm-hmm.
Vampire steak.
Flinging meat.
Vampire stakes. Fantastic.
So yeah, I mean, I think teaching Kim how to use one might be more beneficial. If the two of us can go into the water, I probably should be doing magic things.
Yeah, just probably don't do the lightning thing like while I'm in the ocean.
Yeah, that was new.
Okay.
I was, dude, that guy. Ooh, fuck that guy. And his
Yeah.
fly face.
Yep.
She's taking notes again, really excitedly. This is excellent.
I mean, what should we be doing then if if you think we should try to get it up on the beach later.
Well, I mean, if Kim's got a harpoon, if we had something very durable on the end of it, and then you could pull it out. Like I could like
seemed really big, Rev. Like
yeah, but
bigger
I
than
can move elements. So if I could get behind it and push as they pulled, like I can move wind. So underwater that would be waves.
I mean, I could try to put something together
Yes,
to
like
help pull it out. Yeah. Yes.
Get a hitch up to the car.
I'm thinking
guys,
Oh,
if you
poor
guys wreck my
Subaru.
Subaru,
Yeah, no.
I'm going to be very mad.
that's our transportation. I have an idea. I think I can create something that could help drag this thing out of the water if we can get an anchor attached to it.
Okay.
There is a madness gleaming in her eyes
Yes.
right now that
I
I'm
just
so
have like
here
the fears, the light bulbs, and there's
The equation.
there's like steam powered this, a light bulb went off, and then something like you just saw it.
Excellent. All right, so yeah, we can kind of see there what we can each maybe do one prep action, and then we'll kind of see how things go once you hit the beach. The White Tower is willing to give one of you, or I'll give you to use a like, you know, mid-century or turn of the century Captain Ahab style harpoon gun, and it's
Hell yeah.
it's a and that's it. You know, like it's kind of a one and done kind of thing.
Whoa, this
Nice.
is very cool.
So cool.
And she starts to spring into telling you the story about when it was first used, and then like realizes that things are time sensitive, so she kind of stops there.
Can you just teach me how to use it?
Yes, you point it at the big thing, and then you pull this part, and then there's a loud noise.
Excellent. Very thorough. You're a good teacher.
So what is everyone doing for prep?
I think if I can, I think my prep is probably building another focus.
Okay.
Because I'm pretty beat up. So I'm going to make something specifically that I can take underwater with the intent of like, I'm almost thinking of, I before I made it out of the pipe organ, I'm thinking of like a long series of those that I can channel through so that it makes this big wave.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think I think I'm building something.
Okay.
Oh, goodbye, dice forever. I've got another set. Okay, so that would be a 4. So that's 1 invoke. Is that right? Okay.
Yep.
I would like to use my people who know people and get in contact with my friend Tamara, who runs one of those like surf shop beach rental places, and just get Rev and myself just like completely kitted up with everything that we would need in order to go underwater. So
let me roll her. Yeah. You roll it. You can roll it.
Yeah.
But she basically has a +4.
Yeah. Very nice. So that would be a 6.
Okay, so that's a 2 invoke on your scuba gear.
Excellent.
Very, very good. And Rev, just so we're clear, what that means, the tool that you made, it can take up to 3 stress for you.
Yes. Yeah. I don't know why I said.
Yeah. No,
I've got
okay.
that written down here. Yeah.
Got it. Okay. So who else? Tass, what are you doing to prep?
I'm trying to. I guess my research would be to try to see if I can figure out from what we've just went through if there's anything I can provide for us that might give us a little more defense against that, whatever it is it's doing, that spray, the hallucination, the that effect, whether it's literally just what works better, a wetsuit, like, a slicker or something, umbrellas, some kind of talisman, I don't know, anything at all that might give us an edge to either avoid that or not get hit as hard by it.
Right. Okay. So you're in Evelina and you have the witchcraft aspect or stunt.
I have, which one is it? No, that one I don't
stuff
have.
in library food.
Yeah,
Okay.
those.
Did you take a stunt for your occultist?
Yes, I do have. I have Lorehound.
Lorehound. No, don't.
So not defensive charms.
It is
Dang
not
it.
defensive charm. But how many stunts do you have?
Just those, I think.
Okay, so you didn't take. You're basically supposed to start with 2. And if you didn't take one earlier because we were just kind of getting into things, if you want to take defensive charm now, you can.
Oh, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. By golly, we've done it. I want to do that.
All right. So basically, you spend some time preparing, and you have a defensive charm. It's a physical thing that will allow you to use your occultist score for defend actions.
Okay.
And it is a real physical thing, so if you need to hand it off to someone, you can do that, and they will use your occultist score.
Got it. Okay.
Dope. It's something real sea witchy. You have to have a big glass sinker and in a netting, and you have to bind it with seaweed and hair or something like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, good stuff. Megan, what are you preparing?
Okay, so first I want to ask, I know I have a couple of slots for aspects that we never really came up with in the beginning, just because it was didn't really have anything. Oh, sorry, my cat just jumped off my lap and shocked me through my headphones. Oh my goodness.
Oh no.
Oh, Finn.
He's so fluffy. Is that something that I can kind of put into effect now?
Absolutely.
I just thought of something. So in the last few adventures we've been on, I've kind of found a path of using the environment as I do, but also kind of making it complicated, and doing kind of these Rube Goldberg-esque, using stuff that I find to manipulate other things. And so I think that's just something that I've done over and over again, that's just kind of where my brain goes to of what random things can I gather to make work together. And so I would like to create an aspect called cause and effect, because I feel like I've also done that with people as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and add that to my character sheet. But I think what I'm doing here is I want to set up a contraption to reel this thing in. And so I would like to be able to, I'm looking for, I can't think of any of the names of what they would be, but a lot of places have the bikes for rent, along the popular places. So I want to find as many of those as I can. And I want to kind of use that pedal system and the chains to be able to connect some rope from the different walk areas to attach to this harpoon that I can I want to put the bikes in like a pattern to where I can feed the rope through. So as I turn the pedals on one of these bikes, it uses the power from all of them to take some of the leverage and reel this thing in on shore.
I love it. Okay. But you do have to go down to the beach to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes, but I'm hoping that I can set that up not super close to the water, kind of more when we first got there. That's where I want to set everything up.
Sure. That's fine.
Have space
no
for
problem.
it to be on the beach.
All right. So give me a roll and dump some aspects into it.
Yeah. We want this to work.
Yes. Oh boy. Okay. So I rolled using Maker. I rolled a 2.
Okay.
So I'm going to invoke I'm gonna invoke cause and effect.
Okay.
So that gets me a +2.
Mhm.
Right. So that's a 4. Let's see, what else can I?
You can always pull in selfies.
Yeah,
If you've
that's
got an applicable one.
I'm trying to find my list.
Do you remember the time that you had to make a weapon out of shoes?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I'm imagining the scenario where you're starting to build it, but like the pedals are not pushing correctly, and you're like, and then you remember the time that you made a weapon for the shoes, and you also remember the time that you turned a sock into a weapon, and you're like, wait a minute, and you realize if you fill some shoes with sand to make them heavier, and you attach them to the pedals, that'll make the pedals go more easily. And
oh yeah, I'm gonna do it in a way that like I can turn the bike on its side basically and like use it as a like so all I have to do.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna tetherball this basically.
Yeah.
I'm lashing the shoes together and then filling them with sand, like closing them up so that I can like get it going. And then when I get the momentum, and then I'm just standing there just like hitting the shoes like over and over.
God.
To keep the pedal swinging around in a circle.
I love it
I love you
so
so
much.
much.
So ridiculous, it has to work. I mean,
like science. That's physics. I mean, come on.
okay.
Just basic physics.
Obviously, I was in middle school. I played tetherball. I know how it works.
Everybody did this in 6th grade, obviously. All right, so go ahead and take your aspect with 2 invokes on it.
Yes. Okay. So that is good. So I spent 1 there. Spend 1 there, and then okay.
All right, and we are going to then everybody meet up with Kim as she's finishing, Megan, as she's finishing up. I guess you have to meet with Kim too because you have to get the gear and doesn't matter. Everybody's at the beach is the important thing that matters here. And just it's one of those things that like you kind of see happening in slow motion and you don't really get a chance to do much about it as you guys are kind of gathering and pulling on your gear and like looking at this contraption that's happening, and you look kind of down beachward and you see on a little cruiser dune buggy kind of thing, there is one of the beach cops, and he's just doing his normal patrol. Apparently the spooky vibe of the area didn't do much to drive him off, and as he gets kind of near where you see the darkened shape and you know what's out there, just a big, bigger than a human size hand, like the size of a man, bigger than the size of a man. Lizard-like hand kind of comes up out of the water. It's briefly in the sunshine, so you can see the glowing colors that are inexplicable and hard to describe. And it just lands down on that cop and the buggy, drags him into the water. There is a burble of red that kind of sprays up on the surface of the water, and that cop is gone.
Okay, it's real. It is most certainly real. That is not an illusion.
So, have fun in the water?
Kim, I suggest perhaps we go down to the next beach, get in, go out, then come down and behind it.
There's the big pier that you guys fought the werewolf on. You could go down the pier and then come up.
Yeah, let's just jump in from the pier. I don't want to swim that far.
How far can the harpoon gun reach that far?
From the pier? No.
We need this to be attached to the tetherball.
Okay, Rev, you can go down to the pier, but I think I just got to go in.
Oh, I'm not gonna let you go in by yourself. I will come with you.
No, okay.
No, you can't. Well, if you must.
I got this, so I've got a little more energy in me, and we'll make sure that I don't want either of us to become big red splashes in the air.
I'd rather not. No.
All right, can you move to slide 6, please?
Yeah.
We're gonna get our zone map in here.
Oh, God.
Okay, and you can see those
I'm-
beach umbrellas that give you an idea of the kind of scope that we're talking about here. And then just to give you an even clearer image here, that's the foot that you saw grab the guy.
Oh.
Okay.
Mhm.
Oh,
I'm sure you'll be fine.
Uh-huh.
No, I made it too big. No.
Oh.
I'll stop messing with it. I made it too big. Just like the
Oh.
lizard.
there, I can't get the little fellas. There we
Yeah,
go.
the little fellas.
Yeah, there it is. Down
What
there.
did I call it?
So much.
Oh no, I've hit my whole situation. There we go.
Now it is very big, but again, it is moving. Other than like just grabbing the guy off the beach, it is moving very slowly.
Uh-huh.
Like it probably took all afternoon for it to get this close to shore.
That's a lot of lizard.
I thought it was like a mermaid, but like if it's like a lizard, like is it Godzilla? I mean, is it like a marine iguana? Like there are these really cool marine iguanas in the Galapagos that like they dive in the water and they like dive down and they eat moss on like the rocks and stuff, and they go into the salt water and then they come out and they do this thing, they go and they breathe out like salt and then they just hang out on the rocks. Like is this thing just showing up to like, it's not killing people regularly, right? I feel like that is something that we would know about because it's trying to keep people away from here. So if it was here to hunt and to kill people, it would do the opposite. No.
I
I mean-
100% disagree. It's like it's sending away the people that could do it harm and picking off the people like this that don't know any better. And then everyone else that didn't come has no idea to hunt the thing down that's murdering everybody.
Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying, but there's a whole community of people here who aren't able to leave, and we have to deal with this thing.
Yeah, I think this is clever as hell. It gets the bites that it needs and gets out and doesn't have anybody after it. Clever.
Yeah.
It's going on my list.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm zipping up my wetsuit, and I'm gonna give Megan or Tass the keys to my car and say, if this goes badly, you two just fucking drive, okay?
Well, not gonna. Okay. Yeah. Yes.
Thank you. Rev,
Yeah.
are you a fast swimmer?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Me too. We doing this?
Yep.
Okay.
Before you go,
Yeah.
I have this, and I lift that like talisman that I've built. This, in theory, will at least help protect from that spray.
Mm-hmm.
Should we keep that up here in case it sprays onto the beach while we're trying to do this? Or should one of you take it in case it can do that up close too?
I feel like it's either got to be Kim or Megan because those are the two really important parts, the harpoon and the winch activated.
Oof. Okay, I hate saying this because I don't know even close to as much about this rig that she's built. I think it needs to be Megan then, because if bad comes to worse, we have two of you in the water that can get the harpoon and make the shot.
Plus, you're already a little hurt, baby. So I don't want anything to happen to you.
But like you're gonna be in the water. I don't want you to be like hallucinating underwater.
Megan, I'm gonna be okay. I promise. But I need you to be okay, and because that way I can focus on what I'm doing, and I'm not, and that way I won't be worrying.
You guys are so cute. It's killing me. For whatever it's worth, just a little side mechanical thing. This is a new scene, effectively, and so your stress is gone. You are you are harmed, you were hurt, but the stress itself is gone.
Okay. I mean, I'm feeling much better, but I don't know. I don't want to.
Baby doll.
If you don't get this thing harpooned, like then.
If I don't get this thing harpooned, then Rev can harpoon it. But you're the only person who knows how to do this machine that you did.
Oh.
She's right.
Okay.
I hate all of it, but I hate it both ways.
It is
We
very,
gotta
very
go.
complicated. Yeah.
I have
Megan,
to go.
You have to
I
feel
only
to
got
time it right.
I got
so.
one job, Megan. That's to push this thing. My second job is to protect Kim in the water.
Okay. Oh man.
I hug Megan
Ugh.
very tightly,
Yeah.
and I kiss your beautiful face, and I push
Yeah.
the talisman into your hands, and then I go into the water.
But not until after we awkwardly duck waddle for 50 yards in flippers.
So
It's like this
majestic.
really soft, beautiful moment, and then we're just like,
I wouldn't have it any other way, honestly.
Yeah.
If the both of you died of this giant lizard in the water, that's exactly how I want to remember the both of you.
Hey, Tass,
Yeah.
where do you figure the weak spot is?
The weak spot.
Mm.
The weak spot is almost always that spot like right under the jawline, where there's like just the big strong jaw of whatever lizard, and then there's that soft spot.
Mm. Okay.
That's what I would judge.
That's what you would judge.
Yeah.
All right. So, believe it or not, friends and foes, we actually did write rules for how to run a kaiju fight in a game of iHunt.
Nice.
Thank you so much.
Made Tass's day.
Oh,
And so the way that this is basically going to operate here is that the weak spot where the monster's head is basically how you need to defeat it if you're going to defeat it. But so long as the rest of the body is largely intact, that weak spot, you can only do one stress to it per turn. Okay. But if you were to look at the thing as a series of monsters that happen to be attached to each other, and you happen to eliminate, let's say 75% of those things, limbs, tail, body, then the head starts to take some real damage. So if your intention is to kill it, you're probably going to have to take it a chunk at a time.
okay.
So, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The thing is not going first because it barely even recognizes you. You are like flies to it. So, what are we doing first and foremost?
So we're thinking I should try to harpoon it in that weak spot so that you guys can start trying to pull it in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Then yes. Then it's only appropriate that I go first, I think. So I'm going to.
But do keep in mind, you'll only be able to do one stress to it. That might not be enough to anchor it until you've damaged more of the body.
Fuck, you're right. Okay. Well, good thing
Okay.
I also brought a machete with me in the water
There you
because
go.
I'm never without my best friend. My best friend besides Megan. Megan's my best
Right.
friend. This is my best
I'm
weapon
there.
friend. Yeah, you're there. You're there. You're just not
She's
in the
also
water.
named
I'm
the
around.
machete Megan.
I've named the machete Megan. It's me. That way you're always with me.
Yeah.
Same spelling or different spelling?
Same spelling.
Meg-shetty.
The appropriate spelling.
The appropriate spelling. Then yeah, so then I think I'm going to I want to swim out to its body and start just hacking at it with my machete.
Okay. Well, then let's start with the swimmers. Let's get some, let's do an athletics overcome because you basically kind of have to make your way through the water and you're basically moving into a new zone.
Sure.
So go ahead and give me an athletics roll on that.
I'm going to re-roll all those minuses I just got.
Okay, good.
oof.
That was better. That is a 5 athletics.
That is a 5. All right. That is good enough to move you through. I'm going to try to add a sticky. It is just your letter.
Great.
And you can shrink those down and move them to wherever you would be.
It's going to be just right here.
All right. Yeah. Swimming over from the north side of the ocean
Mhm.
towards the body. Very cool. Tass, Tass, you're standing on the beach. Rev, how did you do?
4.
4. All right. That is enough to get you moving through the water there. Where
Okay.
did you end up?
And so the ocean, north and south, are the two limbs on each side. Is that?
Actually, I guess it looks like by this map here, that's a zone. It looks like we're aiming for the body, tail, and head. So if we can knock out the tail and body, the head will
Okay.
be more vulnerable.
Yeah, then I will make my way back to the tail.
Okay. So that's gonna take another action because it's a
Okay.
whole, like, I mean, you're doing a
Yeah, yeah.
real big swing
Oh, yeah.
there.
Okay.
Okay.
So I will
Okay.
stay in the ocean north for now.
All right. So while you are moving, you are swimming out there. Again, he's not really paying. We lost. Okay. He is doing a big swim. And there is another spray of water that is going to come up on the shore.
Shit.
But you guys are kind of a little bit more prepared for it, so you can roll to Survivor to resist the emotional terror that comes with it.
That's a 3 for me.
That's a 3 for you. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And Megan, did you want to roll to resist the wave of terror that comes off of the big fish thing?
I would love to.
Okay.
Is that
Survivor.
with Survivor? So that is a 2.
Oh, baby.
Okay. So with my math, the 2 is better than a -1. So you guys both shake it off. Maybe it's because you were prepared for it this time. And as the water kind of crashes down over the shore, and the mist of it kind of, briefly brushes your face, buffets your skin, you very briefly remember being in that park ride where you were fighting the werewolves under the park. But you shake it off. You remain in the moment. But there was a very distinctive feel that the change was physical. It was real, but not real at the same time.
Okay.
Okay. So with you two on the shore, are you doing anything in particular yet?
I mean, I feel like if I have this talisman, that is a potential guard against, it's like a guard against the mist and stuff, right?
Well, what it'll do is you can use Tass's occult score to resist magic, basically.
Okay, and the magic is like that mist that counts as like a magic. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel if we have that, I don't know if we can help them, Tass, by distracting it.
Maybe.
Otherwise, I don't know what to do. I'm just standing here waiting with these things until they get it. But I feel awful. They're in there. They're risking their lives. They're underwater with this thing.
All right. Yeah. Let me go distract it. You stay ready. Hang on to that, because if this thing hits me and I go to wherever, then that's okay. You can still do your thing. Maybe I can distract it so they can get a better hit.
Oh, okay. Can I do anything?
Yeah. Maybe don't watch.
Don't like that. I don't like to not know what's going on.
Yep. Love you, lady. And I'm gonna sort of casually walk towards the beach. I'm gonna try to stay actively right out of its range to do what it did to the beach patrol guy, but hopefully be close enough to have it looking my direction or I just want to grab it so it can't possibly see them.
It's not hard to guess the range because you can see a huge divot in the sand where the claws kind of pulled the cop back in.
Yeah.
So, that's an advantage. Yeah, you kind of get towards that area and, I don't know, make some noise, whatever it is you do. And yeah, you can see kind of like the whole head kind of tilts, and it's like if a minivan were a head, and it kind of turns to the side, and as it does so, like a dome-like eye kind of appears over the surface of the water. Again, it's as large as a human head, and a color that you cannot describe. And it opens its lid, its nictitating membrane, so that it can focus in on you, and you can see the big slanted slit of an iris kind of focus in, and you know that it's like kind of eliminating all other view but to look directly at you. So that's fun. Would you like to roll defend?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right.
I would.
This is
God,
a
what am
physical
I?
attack.
Okay. Hmm. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Sorry, trying to decide what that would be. I think it's just to get out of the way.
Yeah, like an athletics or survivor.
I don't know. 3.
3. Okay, all right. So you managed to kind of like move backwards as as it kind of squints. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this. There's a type of, I think it's a frog that fires like blood out of its eyeballs to get people to leave it alone.
Oh my
Absolutely.
God.
Yeah, so it like an arc of like goopy blood-like stuff kind of shoots out of the thing's eye, and it hits the sand where you were, and you can hear the sand like sizzle. So maybe the blood is a little bit acidic. But that was cool.
Oh my God. If you don't have a name yet somewhere in some book, and I'm gonna look, I'm naming you after me.
The giant lizard rises up out of the water and says, "All right, that's cool. We're friends now."
Well, all right.
Just carries Tass back
neat.
into the ocean. This is all what I've always wanted.
This is how
You would've-
kaiju are made. And I'm like, yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, so that happened. So we can move back around, I guess, to Kim.
I'm gonna hit it. I'm gonna hit it real good.
Okay. You hit it real good, please.
The nice thing is that it's a nice big target for me.
It is.
The other nice thing are all of those pluses I just rolled.
Yeah,
so that is a 7.
Yeah.
That is a very, very good hit. Now, obviously, a giant aquatic lizard type monster cannot dodge out of the way. That would be ridiculous.
Mhm.
However, its scaly body is very, very, very hard. So I'm going to take 3 from you just for the nature of its kind of scaly
Sure.
armor, basically.
Makes sense.
But you do it for harm, which is a really good amount of harm. Okay. And there's a glush of hot blood that kind of fills the water around you as you gash into it.
Does it hurt me?
No,
Okay.
not yet.
Okay, good. Cool. Cool.
Okay, who's up?
I'm going to continue swimming.
Okay. All right, give me another athletics roll.
Well, I won't move myself. Let's wait and see.
Yeah.
5.
5. All right.
Look you
Very
go.
cool.
Tamara hooks
All
you
right,
up.
that's-
She's got the good wetsuits.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
They were extra slick, so you're
Yeah.
sliding
Yeah.
through the water.
Yeah. Super aerodynamic.
I'm going to then go ahead and give you a boost to your next roll because you did succeed with style. So you got a +2 on whatever it is you do next.
Okay.
Nice.
Megan, it looked like you wanted to say something.
Man, I'm trying to think of some way I can help, but at the same time, like I know how important it is that like they gave me all this shit so that I would like be able to do my job when I needed to do my job.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I guess I.
Well, here, let me inform you on another little thing that we can do in Fate, because Fate allows us to do fun, crazy things like this. When you would be like your action or your turn, that sort of thing, you can conceivably create an advantage that has nothing to do with your character's direct action. So you can add a bit to the story here just with some dice rolls that are, it's random happenstance, or it makes the story better, or it enhances things. So if you wanted to use your turn to take a little narrative control here, I would be totally open to that, as long as it doesn't suck. But it won't, because you're brilliant. So no pressure.
Oh boy, so no pressure. Great.
You're
Never mind. I don't want to do anything.
Never mind. Actually, I'm gonna find a chair and sit down.
Do some knitting.
It's gonna be great. I'm gonna get some sun. Finally be tan again.
So what's happening in the environment that no one accounted for, including the monster?
I thought of something, but it's not. It's potentially bad.
Do it.
Do it.
No. Like I was thinking of other animals, but I don't want to bring any other animals into this situation.
Oh, fair.
So what I want to do, what I want to figure out how to make happen is I want to figure out a way, to make it so that when this thing is dragged up on the beach, it can't. It's more difficult for it to get to fight against it and to get back into the water.
Okay.
So okay. So what we didn't really look at or realize was that the day before on this beach there had been a sandcastle competition.
Okay.
And so there are actually all of these these structures of these wild scenarios of just these it's like a person sculpted out of laying down sleeping on their side. There's one that's just like a dolphin, and one that's it's just a lava lamp, but it's just made out of sand. And I think that let's see. I think with these waves crashing and this mist coming down, I think that the structural integrity is getting kind of weakened, and some of this is falling over, and they're creating these larger mounds of sand that are more difficult to get over.
Sure. All right. I like that.
So I want to create this aspect of this beach being difficult to escape from.
All right, I like that. Go ahead and just roll dice, and we'll see how you do on
it. My first thought was that there was sea turtles that were going into the. And they were creating little trenches, and I was I don't want there to be any turtles anywhere near this scenario. Actually, just a straight roll.
Yeah,
you said. That's a 0.
That's a 0. All right. Do you want to, let's say, I don't know, call back to an appropriate or vaguely appropriate what do you call it?
Selfie.
Selfie. Thank you. I know my own terms. I know my game. It's fine.
Yeah, gracious. I'm struggling here to think of things that would be appropriate.
Or you can spend a fate point and just.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm just going to spend the fate point on it.
Okay.
Nope, no problem. So there is now a deconstructed beach event that happened yesterday, and it's kind of falling apart, but it does make the whole area real bumpy and kind of hard to navigate. Castles in the sand, right? That's a lyric somewhere, right? I'm sure it is. All right. Okay. I like that. Okay. So we've now created a little bit more drama in the scene. We have a better idea of what we're kind of looking at. And now we know that there was a big Garfield's head that got taken out when the cop got taken out. That's gone. And now there's a bunch of acidic lizard blood all over the place. It's a good time. So who's next? Tass, is it you?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I have it in my head that I want to make something for them, maybe make an aspect or something for them to invoke with, like, now that I've gone up, I think I've got its attention. I can see at least what it can attempt to do to me.
Yeah.
I want to piss it off. I want to get it so that not only is it kind of looking at me, but maybe even moving erratically or something that gives them a little bit of an advantage if they're going to try to hit it. So knowing that it's going to spray acid out of its freaking eye, I'm kneeling down and grabbing as many flat seashells, sand dollars, whatever I can find, and frisbeeing them at this thing's eyeball.
All right. And that's to create an advantage rather than to do harm.
Okay? Yeah, I think so.
Go for it. It's probably athletics.
Good call.
You're like Bullseye with the plate glass.
Yes. Oh my God. Oh, 1.
1. Well, that's enough to create an advantage. There's 1 invoke on that. So now you've got a very angry lizard. Congrats. What could possibly go wrong with that?
You did it.
Congratulations. You've angered
let's find out what could go wrong with that. So the whole lizard thing is now kind of twisting back and forth in the water because now its eye has been slightly injured and it's annoyed by that, which causes its limbs to kind of flail around. It has more than 4 of them, but that's neither here nor there. One of them is, of course, near where Rev has swam back towards. And so one of those big, huge claw-like talon things is going to kind of flail right past you.
Okay.
And it might, hit you. So let's find out if it hits you.
Okay.
Please defend.
Okay. I think this is going to be, I think it's just got to be athlete still. But I do have that +2 from my swim before.
Okay.
3.
3. Okay. Nice. Can you mitigate 3 harm then, please?
I can.
Okay. And kind of the thing, the hand flight, like it's not an attack. It's just in its movement, it hits you. And kind of like briefly lifts you up out of the water, and then you kind of belly flop back down into the water. Yeah. And just a big thumbs up from the water. I'm okay.
Okay.
It's fine. So cool. That's kind of its action for the round. It is still moving towards the beach. Like that is its intention, is to get up on the land for whatever reason. So, it is slowly progressing in that direction as you guys are managing whatever's going on here. So who's next?
Me. I'm going to hit it in its tummy again.
Okay, go for it.
That's good. That's a 5.
That's a 5. That's a very, very nice roll. Okay, so it's going to take some harm there, and I think I'm going to give it a consequence too. It now has a big open, like kind of festering wound along its side where you knocked off enough of its scales that you've really exposed the wounded flesh underneath. And it kind of tries to curl its side a little bit to protect that spot of its body. And just before you get a chance to really start to feel bad about it one way or the other, the cop's head kind of floats past you.
I almost throw up, and then I remember that I shouldn't do that.
Don't throw up in your red spider. Yeah.
Not a thing anybody wants to do.
Yeah.
All right, so there's a very angry sea lizard kind of flopping around, kaiju monster, and he's headed towards shore. Who's next?
So as I'm plummeting down back towards the water, this thing is like flailing. Has its tail like come out of the water as it splashes?
Sure.
Okay. I'm going to lift my goggles and try to use my heat vision on its tail.
What could go wrong?
Before I hit the water.
Dope.
God.
Acid falling. Right?
Yeah. So 3, 4, 5, 7.
Okay, and you'll knock off 3 because its tail is so scaly, but you're doing 4 harm to its tail.
Okay.
All right.
Nice.
That is actually quite a lot of harm for that. So I'm going to, again, instead of taking the harm there, I'm going to give it the consequence that basically you've immobilized the tail. You fried it so successfully that like it's kind of twitchy, you know? So it's severely off balance. And remember these consequences, the open wound and the fried tail, remember you can invoke those for free once, and then again with fate points to kind of amplify your rolls because you know where its weak points are now.
Nice.
Okay. And we'll say in the process of that, Kim, you are probably going to get flailed at because it's just kind of surviving. So go ahead and roll athletics.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
Ooh, yes. That is a 5.
That is a 5. Okay. Then you need to mitigate 3 harm.
Okay.
And it's just another case of like one of the limbs kind of flails out as it's squirming around in the water and just, throws you against the ocean bottom for a moment. You kind of have to recenter and get back to where you were.
Sure.
Okay. Anybody else? Who else? What's up?
So I think I'm gonna try to create an aspect for the situation again.
Yeah.
I think during the sandcastle competition the day before, part of the festivities for the day was a volleyball tournament, and so there were several nets set up. And I think when this lizard reached out to grab this cup, it caught some of the nets as well and dragged it into the water with it. And I think it's going to get kind of caught up in some of those.
I like that. All right, go ahead and give me another roll.
Okay. Just straight.
Yep.
I'm very happy that I got its arm in the snapshot to line up with its body in the fight.
Nice job.
I spent a good amount of time doing that.
That's very good. That's a 1.
That's a 1. That's enough to create an aspect. So yeah, there's a netting now kind of tangled up on this thing. Okay, who's next?
Well, Kim hasn't gone actually.
Yeah, I did. I stabbed it.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
I'll stab it again if you don't want to do something.
Well, I still want to
Stab it
keep
all
its
damn day.
attention. But I don't want to get too close.
Mm-hmm.
I think what if as I'm stumbling back for some more shells to throw, that I trip over somebody's discarded broken old metal detector. And I would love to rip that up out of the sand and get a good spin and just throw that thing in its mouth as it's coming up and snapping.
Okay.
This time I know I probably can't do much, but I want to hurt it a little bit.
Sure. All right. So do you want to create an advantage for the thing and then throw it, or just make it all kind of one roll?
I think just kind of one roll.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and give me fighter.
Yeah.
Athletics, whichever one you like.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was when you were describing that scene and the way your hands and your pauses, it was very Jeff Goldblum. You're like, and then I'm gonna trip. It was just something, the energy about it was very Jeff Goldblum.
That's why I felt so suddenly charmed.
I was like, it's like, why did it get hot all of a sudden? Oh,
hold on, let me unbutton this.
It was like it was kind of like the collector.
Awesome. I still that is top on my list to cosplay. Anyway. Oh, okay, 4.
Oh, 4. All right. So we'll knock 3 off because of its built-in armor rating. But yeah, you so for the sake of the drama of the scene, right? So its head, this minivan-sized head, comes up out of the water, and it is, while the body is scaled and lizard-like, the head is definitely like a fish. It's kind of flat and long, and the eyes are bulbous on the side, and its mouth when it opens reminds you of like the anglers, where it's like a lot of very terrible, jagged, sharp teeth.
Yep.
And as its jaw kind of extends downward so that it can open its mouth, because that's the motion that makes the most sense to me, you just fling that thing in there, and it just happens to go in like like when you eat a chip and it kind of turns sideways and it gets right on your gum between your teeth. That, but a metal detector instead. Yeah.
Mhm.
And you almost like feel bad for it because I don't like that. So yeah, you did a little bit of damage to that head. Nice. Very, very good. Okay. Who's next?
Me.
Yeah.
Get it, girl.
I will get it. And I'm going to. I want to invoke its gaping wound. I just wanna. Just stab it real good, and I'm gonna stab it. 7.
Stab it with 7.
With
All
7.
right. So knock that down to 4,
Okay.
and in order to so you have definitely hardcore injured the body at this point.
Fantastic.
You've seen like ribs now, and like actually when you cut deep enough into it that like fish rushed out. Yeah.
I think I pierced its stomach or something, like an
think
intestine.
you did, yeah. Well, one of its stomachs anyway. And and so a bunch of like dead fish kind of rush out. I'm so sorry for everybody who's listening to me talk.
I mean, this has come up a few times in a few different games that we've played, but I feel less bad now that it's not just a regular like iguana.
No, it's not an iguana. It's a terrible monster. It's fine. You're fine. I would never harm a real animal.
I feel better. I feel better.
Even the fish it ate are safe. Like they're leaving.
So you've gotten bombarded by gross dead fish, and you've done a significant amount of damage to it. And so I'm going to give it an additional consequence now, and this consequence we're going to call are those ribs? Okay. But you are pretty sure at this point that it's weakened enough that you could probably aim for the head at this point.
Yeah, which is where I'm gonna start heading towards next time I can.
Very good, very good. Okay. So who's next?
Is it so the body and the tail are injured enough that the head is the place now? Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I will.
And that's probably why its head is surface now, because now it has to be very serious about things.
Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna, from where I'm at, I'm going to do this big burst of air underwater to make the waves to try to push it faster.
Okay.
I'm not sure if this is like I'm using the spell, but I'm not trying to cause it damage. Like, should I try to create an advantage, or how? Okay. 4.
4. Okay. All right. And it doesn't need to mitigate it because it's just create an advantage. So yeah, you basically created a kind of a secondary tide that's kind of pushing up towards the water, up towards the surface. And as the thing is kind of flailing limply now because it's not as in control of its body, it is moving faster towards the shore.
Surprise, Tass.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Oh no.
But yeah, that terrible anglerfish head is kind of bearing down like really quickly towards you now, Tass.
Tass, move! Tass, move!
You ever see Hook?
Yeah. Yes, and I've also seen oh no, I'm blanking on the name of the freaking movie.
Not Sharknado.
Give me a moment.
Moby Dick.
It's not any of that.
The Mariner's Revenge.
What's it about?
I'm here's my business today is I'm tripping over shit in the sand that people were just like, I'm leaving. And there's like an old, there's a one of the big umbrellas, just the big dig in the sand over the thing umbrellas. And as this thing's like coming up and coming down, like coming down towards me, I want to rip that up like frickin'
is that
Anthony Hopkins and Alec Baldwin, and they're fighting the bear. And the bear charges him, and he gets the spear down, and the bear falls onto it, is what I'm thinking. God damn it, why am I blanking on that? But anyway, I want to try to give him a good piercing here, a nice maybe lip piercing, or just wherever he hits.
Soft palate.
Ooh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's good.
I don't like that. That sounds painful.
Feel
I
like
identify deeply with kaiju.
I feel like this is athletics more than fighter. Like I'm trying to
Yeah.
scramble and time it.
Makes
that's
sense to me.
really the same, but either way. 2.
2. All right.
I don't really know what I could do to help that.
And its armor wouldn't count because you're reaching inside of its mouth.
Oh, well, okay.
So here's what I would like you to do. I would like you to get over 4 somehow.
Okay.
Because what we're kind of doing here is you're kind of trying to overcome its natural defenses. You're doing a called shot effectively. So you just kind of have to aim it correctly.
Okay. I want to hit my selfie climbing the White Tower. Because I learned some battle tactics.
I learned some stuff.
I learned a lot of new things about angles and positioning.
Yep.
And bracing yourself.
Yeah, bracing myself, how to crouch properly defensively. for ultimate penetration.
Yeah.
And
then that's
and my vision board, like this is it. This is literally gotta catch them all, and I'm facing off with a kaiju. Like this is almost I don't need to finish the list after this. Like this is the one. This is the thing I never thought I'd get to do. So this is the most important shot.
I agree. This is your money shot. That's right.
Yeah. So those combined would be 6.
Very good. All right. So yeah, well, I'll say that you kind of jam that umbrella right up into that thing's soft palate. I'm not sure how fish work, but it's definitely not good. And I'm going to say that it kind of like, the weight of it is kind of driving the umbrella slowly more into it. So it's not going to be able to bite you the way that it had intended to bite you. So what it's going to do instead, of course, is, hit you with eye acid because that's what it's got. So why don't you roll to dodge away from the bloody tears on the beach? I don't know.
2.
2. All right. So go ahead and take 1 stress or mitigate 1 stress, however you like.
Okay.
Not bad.
Yep. That's physical. Okay. Cool.
And now you get a cool scar. So.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Okay. All right. Are we back up at the top?
It's me.
It's you.
I want to harpoon it in its stupid head with my harpoon.
Yep.
Oh, I do so right. But I really want this to work. So I think I'm going to invoke the only good suit as a wetsuit because it's letting me move effortlessly through the water in order to make sure that I've got the proper positioning for this. So that is going to be another 7.
Wow. Okay, so that comes down to 4 because armor or whatever. But the head is up out of the water, speared on this umbrella. It doesn't have a lot of room to move its head around, and boy, you nail that thing right through one of its big gross eyeballs, and blood kind of gushes out in a spray to one side. And that thing, that harpoon is anchored in there.
You see me just like punch the air.
Yes!
And freeze frame.
All right, so all that means left is to reel it in, right?
Yeah, as soon as I see this happen and she's got this, and I see the fist pump in the air, I'm just like, yes, I knew you could do it. Oh, all right. And then I'm just like, let's do this. I just been ready. And I grab these shoes, and I'll start out getting the momentum going of just like these pedals, and then I'm just like doing the thing where you like I push it as it goes faster and faster, but then you do the thing where you plant your feet to like get a good stance and then like lean backwards so as you're going, and then it's just like eventually it's just your fingertips as you're just like giving it like just like a little bit more to go, and it just spins so fast and it goes from one bike and then it goes across, like that one starts going faster and faster and the rope goes across to another bike and then it goes like in like a star pattern, and then like each one like helps pick up the momentum and it goes faster and faster and it just fucking reels this thing in. And it makes sense because science.
It makes sense because
It's
science.
simple physics.
Yeah.
So why don't you roll athletics to get it going and pull in all of the aspects you want to?
Great.
I can't breathe.
That was so good. Your first reaction of like, oh, she did it. Oh, I'm supposed to be doing something.
Oh, me, it's mine.
Oh shit, that's me now.
Oh, crap.
That's due today.
Me every day at work. Oh no.
Invoke.
I
Oh, man.
think I'm gonna invoke. I'm
bad.
gonna reroll.
Oh,
Okay.
Actually, I'm gonna
You're
reroll to get
span.
better.
The movie is The Edge, by the way.
Okay.
The Edge.
We found it.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
I was definitely thinking of some movie where something gets jammed in a monster's mouth and it's like stuck and it finally snaps.
The Rancor,
Chamber
maybe.
of Secrets.
Luke.
Oh, Chamber of Secrets. Yeah.
Oh man, I haven't seen that one in a million years.
Okay, so that's gonna put me at a 2.
Uh-huh.
And then can I just do both of my invokes on my tetherball fishing?
You can use as many invokes as you want.
I mean that puts me at 6.
That puts you at 6?
Good.
Okay, all right,
Yeah.
yeah. So
I'm out of points.
So imagine the camera kind of like we watch as this chain of events happens, that the rope starts getting pulled in by all of these bicycle tires, and the camera kind of cuts back to a couple of the unhomed individuals who live on the beach side, who have all come around to see what's going on because they're the only ones who have not been spooked out by this giant lizard. And they're all kind of like standing watching this going on, and they're kind of like they're nodding along, and one of them goes, "Ooh, yeah," and they're kind of like almost like broadcasting, like, "Oh yeah, that's gonna hurt. Ooh, that's that's a good one." And they're passing a beer around amongst them, but they're not particularly concerned about all of this. And then as the body gets like the fish thing gets pulled all the way up onto the shore, they all look amongst each other and decide that now is time to be anywhere else but here. And they make scarce. And part of the reason is that the smell that is coming off of this thing is incredible. There are no words, and I will not try to put it into words, and you will have no words later. But there is, and it is, it's deceasing. Like there's not much you can do for it at this point. It is dying, or mostly dead. And there's like just dead fish and blood and acid and sand everywhere. It's not going anywhere.
I think I pick up the phone and call John. I think your delivery's here.
Excellent.
Oh
So-
my god.
I'm just imagining
So-
you making that phone call still in the ocean. I pulled out my iPhone. It's inside a plastic bag.
Yeah, I'd be lying if I didn't say I didn't have one of those for your iPhone.
Well, let's cut to then that, it's about 20 minutes later. John has arrived. He takes one look at what's happened and says, just a minute. And we'll cut to then again, another 20 or so minutes later. And the White Tower arrives with a couple of, they look like, co-eds, like young academic type people. And fit, healthy, young 20-somethings or something like that. And they head down towards the body, and she kind of passes by you and goes, "Oh, this is very good. I'll be in touch. You don't need to stick around for this part."
Thank
They
you.
are all carrying very big machetes.
Oh.
Bye.
Okay. Yep.
I don't want to watch this. Bye.
As I'm passing them, I give them like a sup, and I like. I see
Kim's like,
you.
oh no, I'm in on this.
I've earned that.
I've earned this.
Yeah, if you want to
Like-
stick around, they will show you how to dress a kaiju. It's up to you.
Oh well.
Nope,
Nope.
absolutely not. I'm gone.
I don't want to
I'm in the
upset
car.
Megan. Yeah.
You can do whatever you want. I'm sitting in the car.
Tass, do you feel like we should know this occult wise, or
I am staying. There's
Yeah.
you're out
Yeah.
of your mind if you think I'm leaving.
Then
Yeah.
yeah, I'm so sorry, Megan. You can just sit in the car.
No, I got cryptograms and crossword puzzles on my phone. I'm good.
Then yeah, I think I wanna help out.
I don't want any part of this.
All right, yeah, no, it's absolutely disgusting, and there are organs inside of that thing that there are no words for, and the whatever the color is, it kind of stains your fingers for a while, and it will stay on your fingers for a while,
Oh.
but that's kind of cool. And it takes them about 12 hours to
Wow.
kind of get this thing into movable chunks for research and study or sale. You're not really sure what they're going to do with it. But she assures you that when the check comes in, she will give you your fair share.
All right. Can I take one of the teeth?
Yes, of
Those
course.
weird big like angler spear teeth.
They're easily as big as your forearm.
Hell yeah. Yep.
That's the
Awesome.
small one.
let's make some daggers.
Yes.
Yeah, if you take some teeth, they're more than happy to give you some teeth.
Awesome.
And I make sure to tell them all, if I don't otherwise find anyone else having tracked these or like named them, I deem this kaiju Tassagoras. You can write that down. Make sure you write that down. It's just
They
one
do
S
write
in
that
that. Just
Yeah.
the one S in the first and two S's total.
Right.
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah. No, they're more than happy, because the thing is, even if someone had seen it before, they wouldn't remember it. So,
Oh.
So- but the mimetic quality is very interesting and worthy of study. So, you've basically kind of established a new field of occult research. Congratulations.
Oh, look at this face.
Look at you,
Skipping.
bud.
It just
He's like, I won't be here for episode 8. This is my happy ending.
Yep. Goodbye, everyone.
Which is, of course, when your cell phone starts making a lot of weird noise, and you look down to it, because of course you do, and the iHunt app has opened, and there is static, like the whole thing is glitching, and where there should be a photo of whatever monster you're supposed to hunt next, it is raw static again. And there's some sort of like pulsing rhythm that you vaguely recognize from before, and that's where we'll cut.
Amazing.
Excellent.
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 Bless you.
Thank you so much.
Fantastic.
So join us next week for the final episode of iHunt. For this
For now.
season at least.
Mm.
We will be giving away again a hard copy of iHunt to one lucky winner in the chat. So make sure to be here next week when we give that away. Kim, what do you got?
Hey, so let's take a look at the streams that are coming up. So tomorrow, that should say the 20th. I just typed a 1 instead of a 2. But on the 20th, please join Rev around 8 o'clock Eastern. He's going to be playing some Evil Genius 2. The Incinerator Day comes multiple times a year. It's back again.
We got to figure out a name for this Tuesday stream. It was Spicy Tuesday, and I don't know if that's stuck.
I don't know if that's stuck. I don't know what it is, but we're doing something.
But yes, happy Incinerator Day.
So, and then Thursday, Mystery Detectives. It's a very special episode of Mystery Detectives. We're going to have a guest detective. It's going to be Megan and Tass. And what are you guys playing?
We are going to be playing Superliminal. It's a game that I don't know a whole lot about, but from what I've been able to glean, you are basically doing like a sleep study kind of, and you fall asleep while watching TV.
And you get to watch us do that. We're just gonna sleep.
You're just gonna
We're
sleep?
gonna sleep for the entire duration of Mystery
awesome.
Detective Street. It's gonna be much needed, and I apologize in advance for all of the drool.
It's like a hot
I
tub
don't.
stream, but a bedtime stream.
That sounds really relaxing,
Yes.
actually. I might tune in and
but-
watch that.
The
Right.
theme is going to be like pajamas. We're gonna have a pajama party, a slumber party. So please get into your comfiest pajama party gear. And yeah, I think it's gonna be pretty neat. It's kind of a puzzle game. It's about like solving puzzles using perspective. And so being in this little dreamland and figuring our way through. I'm very excited. I think it's gonna be fun.
Excellent. That sounds super fun. And then Monday, you better be here next week, the 26th at 8 p.m. Eastern for the final episode of the Omniverse Chronicles iHunt, where once again we will be giving away that beautiful copy of iHunt, as well as a bunch of iHunt swag. So if you're not caught up on Omniverse Chronicles, good news, you've got a week to do so, and you can head on over to our YouTube channel, where we will be posting this episode on Thursday, but all of the previous episodes 1 through 6 should already be there, ready to binge. Thank you to Mike for the sub, celebrating a year. Thank you for a year,
Aw,
Mike.
nice.
And Nighticon for the follow. One more thing, Crit Show is having a cosplay contest because we're turning 3 years old at the end of May. They grow up so fast, podcasts. Just blink and already 3. And so we are having a cosplay costume contest. So if you would like to do that, please submit your cosplays either by emailing it to the castofthecritshowpodcast.com, or you can use the contact us form on the website, or you can post it on social media and tag at the Crit Show. And you get those cosplays in by May 21st, and then we will be announcing 3 winners on May 26th. And those winners will receive either a gift card to our apparel store, a bunch of Crit Show merch, or Rev will run you and 3 of your friends through a one-shot of Monster of the Week.
Hey.
Can I just say giant lizard with a fish head? You know you want to.
Hell yeah.
I do have a good anglerfish story.
And I think that's it.
Boy, I don't know if this is. I need to do a little more research. Our 3-year anniversary, and we're coming up on 150 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
We might be the longest running Monster of the Week podcast. I know
Until
we were
someone
not
proves you're not.
we were not the first one to come out by a couple of weeks, but we may be the longest running one.
Very
I'll
nice.
have to look into that.
Nice.
Yay!
Awesome.
Do you want to know something else special that I've realized? The episode that is going to be on your 3-year anniversary is episode number 150.
Oh, nice!
Outstanding.
Wow.
Yeah, isn't that
Wow,
wild?
indeed.
So, I think that's it for us. Thank you all so much. We will see you back here next week for episode 8 of the Omniverse Chronicles iHunt. I hope you all have a wonderful evening. See you later.
Everybody.
Bye.